everybody, and welcome back to the Uncensored Anime Podcast, episode 40, a special episode. It's our anniversary episode, and we are your hosts. I'm David, we got Jerry, we got Kenny. We have a very amazing special guest with us here. His name is Chase the Dark Sage. We don't need to give him an introduction. Everyone knows him. He's like a god on YouTube, anime YouTube.
The champion of manga tube.
He's a champion right now.
The chadliest.
He should be introducing us on our own podcast.
Yeah. Fuck, bro.
Linked in the description to his merch store. You can buy that shirt online.
The Dark Sage.
He put that on the Dark Sage merch.
Put it in the description. Get all of his merch.
And this is our anniversary episode. We have been doing this for an entire year.
1 year.
And so are we gonna let's open these up. Let's crack.
Yeah. So for the anniversary episode, we are gonna be drinking not live. We're gonna be drinking our Trulies on the episode. We're gonna be opening them together. Welcoming back our returning guest, Chase. We're really excited to have him on for our anniversary, our 1 year anniversary on YouTube.
Where are we gonna clink?
And yeah, we gotta clink,
We gotta
boys.
clink.
All right, boys.
No wait, we'll pop then clink.
Everyone at
Pop
home,
then clink? Okay, we'll
everyone
pop
at
then
home,
clink.
open a drink as you listen to this podcast. Take a cheers with us. Let's go.
We didn't.
We have pop
at
then
the
clink.
same time.
Ready?
Wait,
Okay.
Okay, pop.
Three,
Okay, pop.
3, 2, 1, go.
Woo! All right,
Let me
guys.
clink, let me clink.
We made it a whole year. A whole year on
Whole
YouTube.
year.
Whole year.
And here's hopefully to
Tastes
many more.
just like ass.
What? I love Trulies. Why you gotta share my
Just
Trulies?
like-
Oh my god. Well, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Uncensored Anime Podcast. Today, we are just going to be shooting the shit. We haven't had an episode like this in a while, where we just get to talk anime, talk manga that's on our mind. Talk
Wait,
about
this is a podcast that just talks about anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly, we do not talk about normal stuff. We don't put our wallet and keys on the shelf. We generally just talk about anime and manga like a normal anime podcast. That's why we're called the Uncensored Anime Podcast. Boys.
Oh,
Right?
that's what it is.
So we're really excited to finally be with you all in person. This is not a digital podcast.
Yeah, that's something you might have noticed. You might not, see the old-fashioned Discord boxes that we usually have. We're
Right.
all here in person. This is our
This
official...
is the first time ever meeting in person, too. Like,
Yeah.
ever. Like, they've never been in person before.
we have
We
never.
just found out he lives down the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never met.
There's not
Chase before.
documented videos.
There's no
on
hunts.
YouTube.
There's none of that. Like,
Never.
You cannot find any type of content like that on
Yeah,
YouTube
we have
of
no-
us being together,
we have
except
no
for through the
knowledge.
Discord boxes. So,
Yeah, Discord is pretty much the only way we've met each other.
Yeah.
No, but for real, before we get too deep into this, Chase, you're a returning guest. You actually have already told us the answer to our common question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it right now. Plug to the first episode we ever had Chase on. He was one of our first guests on the podcast.
Yep.
And we had to have him back for our anniversary episode. But Chase, tell the people at home. If for some reason
Yep.
they don't know your socials already, how can they find you, Chase?
Oh,
where can they find you?
Well, you can usually just search up my YouTube, The Dark Sage, my second channel, Read The Dark Sage, where I have all my Twitch stuff. Or you can look up me. You can look me up on Instagram at Dark Sage Collections, or on Twitter, The Dark Sage, like The Water.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch, Chase The Dark Sage. All together, it's spelled properly. That's about it. I feel like that's about
TikTok?
it. Oh, TikTok, The Dark Sage.
We love TikTok on this podcast.
I was able to secure that one, but I'm not really
TikTok?
consistent on that.
TikTok?
One. We got TikTok.
He's got them all. He's got all the
Patreon?
boxes checked.
Patreon, but that's in the link in my
And
video.
remember,
Hey, go to the link in
guys,
this video. Join the
Link in the
Patreon.
description, guys, for that shirt right there.
That's
Chase the Dark
right.
Sage
Yeah,
merch.
you
You
get
put
to
it
the
on
Dark
just for
Sage
this
merch.
one.
Oh no!
He did.
No.
Chase,
Put it on
Chase, what do you do on the internet?
Yeah, what do you
Essentially, I make anime collecting merch content. So right now, I mostly focus on manga videos or manga collections, how to collect certain things like Funko Pops. Even though we don't talk about mid anymore, Funko Pops,
Midco Pops.
figures, and right now, like I said, mostly manga stuff. But I kind of do want to venture out and maybe talk about anime a little bit more. Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
But YouTube and Twitch are my main focus right now.
If you want to really hear Chase's opinion on anime, one of my favorite videos on his channel,
Okay.
go to the Dark Sage, sort by oldest, and then scroll down a little bit, and you're going to see an episode reaction to an early episode of Dr. Stone.
Oh,
okay,
God!
he's in the closet.
No!
He's in the closet. He's layering it on. It's got like maybe 200 views. It's
Yeah.
not many people have seen this one. This is a throwback Dark Sage moment. He is reviewing like episode 6 of. It's like a random episode.
Yeah,
too.
it's the first
like
episode I think with maybe
Yeah.
Kohaku.
So I just want to call back. So Chase, you mentioned Midco Pops,
Yes.
but recent rumors are there's going to maybe be some JoJo Bizarre Adventure pops.
Oh shoot, yeah.
So, does that mean you're going to get back in the game? Because I know you're probably one of the biggest JoJo Bizarre Adventure fans I know.
Well, see, if JoJo's is made into Funko Pop form, they're not necessarily mid-coat pops anymore. Those are fire coat pops, flame coat pops. Anything but trash or
the flame pops.
Goat coat pops.
Yeah, they're Goku pops.
Jerry,
that's it.
Jerry, how do
But
you-
those are the only ones like under that label though. Just the JoJo ones.
Interesting. Jerry, how do you feel about that being a Funko collector, having 40,000 plus of
$40,000
in your
Oh, I
collection?
thought you were going to say 40,000 pops.
No.
You know, I'm excited for the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Funko Pops. I really hope that they're
If they
real.
come out.
I hope that they're real. I hope
If
they
they
come
come
out. And as a collector of pops, you know, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it, man.
Yeah.
You guys have seen my collection. You know,
What is there to
it's-
win, Jerry? You have everything.
I'm in it to win it,
You have
baby.
everything.
But on the topic of JoJo's,
And wait, you guys know what else they announced to have Funko Pops now?
what?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah,
That
rumors.
was
Wait, was that
Yeah,
confirmed?
rumor.
Yeah, confirmed.
Oh, that's also a rumor.
Just like JoJo's, it's another rumor. So.
Yeah, but you know they are making a new season of that show.
Which show?
Uh,
No, I don't know which one you're talking about.
I
what
think
are you
it's
about?
Vampire Night.
No!
Welcome to the Vampire Night podcast, guys.
No!
No, this is your main source
You're
for Vampire
killing
Night
me, bro.
content. But sadly enough, there's no.
I mean, I heard that y'all really aren't the ones that's like repping Vampire Night compared to Shonen Jump though.
What do you mean?
Oh, what? We're not repping Vampire Night?
We are Vampire Night.
We're not
Pure-
repping Vampire
Well,
Night?
we
We
got, you
love
know what?
Vamp-
No, Chase has got a point. We're not repping Vampire Night to the best of our ability. We need to get wall scrolls. We
Yep.
got to get
Yep.
Uncensored Anime Podcast Vampire Night T-shirts and
Yep.
merch.
Yep, we do.
We gotta practice.
We gotta
what
dress
preach.
me up as, let's say, Zero from Vampire Night.
Maybe.
3 zeros.
I think that the
3
question
zeros?
we're actually adjusting our question for our guests this season as we move into era 2, year 2 of the Uncensored Anime. You know, the question we're going to start asking now is, what are your top 3 Vampire Night
Night
characters?
characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you know,
Vampire Night characters, top 3.
You have to be able to answer. If you can't
Right, if you
answer it,
cannot
they
answer
kick you off the podcast.
top 3,
episode.
we actually literally have an eject button now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a live eject button.
That comes
It's gonna
with
be
that comes with the live
Yeah.
action podcast.
yeah, and now that we're in person, we actually have an eject button. We're gonna be ejecting guests right off the set.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry.
as they
Vampire Night
finish
is
that
here.
question.
This is here.
No, but we have had some fans recently. We have a couple fans. We have like 3 at least. At
We
least
have 2,
fans.
maybe 3.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, maybe 4
honestly.
actually.
Actually,
but
no, we do appreciate it. We are almost at 300 subscribers.
we're
so.
dangerously close. Maybe by the time this episode drops, we may have actually already hit 300 subscribers. We can't be more grateful than that. I mean, we have over doubled our subscriber count in the last month, and that was a wild experience for us. And we hope that we keep upward growing and continuing to bring literally good content. I think that's something that all of us have been really excited about. And this episode, yes, we're just shooting the shit, but there was a guy in our comment section. David, correct me if I'm wrong, and he asked if we could start asking a question. Right?
That's correct.
What
Do you
question?
remember the question?
No.
He wants us to start asking a question of our guests,
What is it? What is
and
it, Jay?
I'm forgetting what it is. So
Oh, you're for real forgetting.
yeah, I'm legitimately.
Oh,
forgetting.
I thought this was a bit.
No,
I
it's
thought
not
you-
a
I
bit.
thought you were
Oh,
joking.
no, I'm being
Wait,
legit.
I thought you
Yes,
were
check.
You
One
were-
of our very big fans has been
I'll
asking
look it
us-
up in real
He
time.
wants us to ask a question of our viewers. So we're gonna take this time to shout out one of our fans, someone who's been watching, and give them a little bit of a shout out. I believe they put it on one of our recent episodes.
Yeah.
So once we find your comment, we're going to make sure to give you a little shout out here on the episode. Because why not? We have been doing this, and I don't think we've acknowledged any fans except for our biggest one on any episode.
Our biggest fan.
Yeah, our biggest fan.
Our
Chad.
biggest fan.
Chad.
Our
We
biggest
love
fan.
Chad.
Yeah.
Chad's the homie.
I've heard of this fella.
Yeah, Chad is a big dog.
heard of him.
And I
He's
just
our
feel like
fan.
we
Our
haven't
fan.
gone enough of the efforts to call out a lot of our big fans. So we want to make sure. Did you find it?
You guys keep talking. I'm
Oh,
still looking for
okay.
it.
No big deal.
Okay, but does it? Okay, tell me, viewers. Did it sound like Jerry was just fucking honey dicking us, for real? He was for real.
I'm
Did
sorry,
you see?
what is that?
He was,
Yeah, did you see?
honey dick.
Someone asked. Someone asked
Oh,
what
yeah.
honey dick
Okay,
is.
okay, so-
Someone asked.
Okay, so a little cultural education moment right here. So, honey dickin' is a phrase popularized in the movie The Interviewer.
The Interview.
The Interview.
That's
The
the one with
Interview.
Seth Rogen and
James Franco.
Starring, yep, Seth Rogen and James Franco and a
Yep.
bunch of other people. Basically, a parody of Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I like the movie personally. I thought it was
Pretty
very
funny.
funny.
Pretty funny.
I love crude humor, and there's a lot of that in there. And honey dickin' is used to just kind of like tease someone to almost completion, but just stop it. It's basically
Yeah.
like a form of edging.
You're honey
It's,
dicking.
it's
You're
a
like
parallel.
blue balling?
Wait. It's
Like
a
blue
parallel.
balling.
It's a parallel of the honey pot. which is a tactic, sort of like, I don't know, conversational tactic used in like spy shit.
Kenny's getting deep on this.
That's
right
like
now.
he
said honey pot, honey dick, honey dickin'. Okay.
The honey dickin' us. You were honey dickin' us. You laid
okay.
You laid it
chill,
on like
chill,
mayo,
chill.
bro.
Let's talk about JoJo. Let's talk about JoJo, boys. Let's talk about JoJo.
Okay, let's talk about JoJo. So
While you're looking for the question,
I thought we actually talking about some anime on this anime podcast.
yeah, we've gotten in pretty deep right now without me talking about it yet. So
We talked about one very important anime. Wait a second.
Okay, JoJo part
9.
8 is over.
8's over.
Yeah.
Yep.
9's announced. None of the people on this couch have read 6, 7, or 8.
That's good.
Correct.
That's all
Yeah.
right.
Should we catch up?
I don't know.
No. There's
we
no
are
official
anime
English
only.
translation of JoJo.
Right, no.
So therefore, there's no telling what we might read, and then when the English version comes out, it might be a bit different.
It could be different.
A bit different. It's not going to be too far off, but a bit different.
Right.
Especially depending on like what they can get licenses of. Because I know Araki just does not care.
Yeah.
Whenever
And
he's naming characters, especially.
a lot of times the scanlations, they're just going to use the official names. So like, Notorious B.I.G. is just Notorious B.I.G. But then I think in the
In the anime, they say it. In the
yeah,
sub, they say it.
yeah, you
right?
can hear them, but the subtitles still change it because
Yeah, it's a
for the
localization.
for the English viewers, they don't want to worry about getting the rights to all of these different musical
I
artists
think
and
they
songs.
should. I think they should.
I think they should. I mean, if Jeff Bezos were to come in and drop ship some money onto Viz Media, maybe they could get the money for it, but I'm not sure about that. But JoJo Land,
JoJo Land.
what do we think?
Look, listen. I am an advocate for Araki. If he finishes part 8, he can kind of stop. We don't need part 9. Araki has been working on JoJo longer than I've been born.
Literally, yes.
Yeah.
Longer than all we've been born.
All of us, yeah.
I think he needs a break. He needs rest.
Is it going to celebrate its 35th, I think, coming up? 35-year anniversary?
Is it because of these, y'all probably can't see it on the camera right now, but I think it's because of these figures.
Are they
It's
part of
anniversary,
35?
so
Yeah, I think it is.
So
It's either 30 or 35, something like that. It's quite a bit older.
But
than-
JoJo's been going on for so long now that if Araki wanted to stop, I'd want him to completely finish part 8. Because from what I've heard, part 8 doesn't have an actual ending, like a cemented
None of us
ending.
have read it, but
But from what we've heard,
Right.
it doesn't have like a satisfying ending or like a certain ending point. So
Right.
I just wish he'd finish that, because if he does do part 9, that means he's probably going to end part 8 off somewhere in there.
right.
And because of recent events, I don't want anything bad to happen to Araki, especially all these mangaka with all that they're going
Recent
through
events.
and all the things that's
find that
been
book?
going on in the world. So
Yeah.
I want Araki to take as much rest as he can. He is the goated mangaka, one of my favorite mangakas, if not my favorite mangaka. And if he decides to stop, I'm all right with that, because his health is more important than the entertainment that he's bringing us.
Yeah.
I'll just say that right now.
I share that sentiment, because I mean, I wonder like what's like the decision process behind like making another part, because like I don't know if he has like everything already mapped out in his head of like I know I'm gonna have 3 trilogies, or if there was, because I doubt there's people like pressuring Araki, because Araki could just be like, I do whatever I want.
But also, I'm pretty sure Sean Jump was like, please, come on, my guy.
Please.
Like we moved you from weekly to monthly. Come on, my guy.
Yeah.
Throw us a bump.
That's true.
Okay.
And wait, did you talk about what? Did you find it? Okay. Well,
Wait, should we finish?
We'll save it. We'll save it.
Okay,
We'll
should we
finish the
finish the
JoJo
JoJo
conversation.
conversation?
We found the question.
did you talk about
No.
your theory with JoJo Lands?
No, let me talk.
Wait,
Okay,
okay,
so
wait.
So share your theory.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just do I have spoiled myself a little bit about
Oh
stuff.
no.
And I
Please
went,
Don't spoil everyone else. Whoa.
wait. I went to speculate on the name of the next character, and I know that we can't do that, but if anybody understands that is what I want to talk about, that's the reason.
I think it'll somehow come out to be JoJo.
Yeah, I think it's.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I'm
It's
saying
gonna be Joe something.
because of how the names
What if
have
the
been-
last one's name is just literally
Joe.
JoJo? Just JoJo.
I mean, I can't be fired.
That's like his real name.
I mean,
JoJo.
because when's the last time one of the JoJos have been called JoJo?
Right. What if this is the definitive?
I would
JoJo?
say Jotaro Kujo was the last time they called him JoJo.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
actually, technically, Josuke was. Because remember at the beginning they explained how he was
why they're called
JoJo.
Yeah,
but it was that one time, and after that, never.
Yeah, they leave it alone.
Yeah, they just say JoJo.
Giorno Giovanna is a long shot from even being a JoJo.
I'm about to say they just call
He's a
him Giorno.
go-go.
JoJo. And technically Jolene Cujo.
But
that's easy.
They call her
They call her Jolene.
You're not gonna call a woman JoJo.
Okay.
Well, there's JoJo
Is there a famous? There's like two
JoJo
famous
Siwa.
JoJos that are both women.
Yeah.
There's this famous singer and the
But
little
no, I'm
kid
calling
dancer.
her Jolene, dog. She's fine enough.
I'm calling her Jolene. Dog, I'm calling her Jolene.
Wait,
Dog.
but she's a JoJo.
Yo, she
I'm
fine
calling
enough.
her
She's a
Jolene.
JoJo part 6.
No, first of all, you're not gonna call your father JoJo, then move to the daughter and call her JoJo. too.
What? That's
That's like JoJo Jr.
JoJo.
What? Wait, are we saying women can't be JoJo?
Okay, so listen.
No,
We are. Jolene is the JoJo. We love Jolene.
I'm about
she
it.
is
I
a
fucks with
JoJo,
Jolene.
but she is Jolene.
Wait, who's
I'm
the
gonna say
JoJo in part 8? Do you know?
Josuke.
Josuke.
Josuke Higashikata.
But
That's
his
the
name-
same JoJo?
But his name is
He uses the same name in part 8.
Alternate dimension.
The
No,
alternate dimension.
okay.
Johnny
yeah.
Joestar?
Johnny
Johnny
Joestar.
Joestar.
Johnny is
7.
just short for Jonathan.
Johnny Jojo.
Jonathan
Rumor around town is part 9 is gonna have a girl.
I'm alright
That'd
with
be
that.
dope.
Part 9,
A lot
JoJo
of people
Land's
say
gonna have a
part
girl.
6 is great.
So
I want it.
I think part 9 can have a girl.
Wait,
Here's
is
my
Rocky
theory.
the only person that could really like hold down a shonen series, well, a shonen jump series with a female lead?
Promise Neverland.
I mean,
Promise
I thought.
Neverland?
Whoa.
Wait,
The manga held it down. The manga held it
Who was
down.
talking about the manga when it ended?
Everyone, because they were upset about it.
Wait, wasn't when Stone Ocean was out, it like inspired so many women to like get into like manga, get into
Anime.
voice acting, get
Yeah.
into
Let me think
the
here.
arts, like-
Okay, wait. Let's take a quick. What other shonen jump series are led by a female?
Claymore.
Claymore.
But it suffers from
Monthly.
same face.
Monthly.
It's
Wait, are we
it
excluding
suffers-
monthly?
I'm thinking just weekly shonen jump.
Weekly
Do we have
shonen
any
jump.
other weekly shonen jumps that run with a female?
But it
lead?
says Shonen Jump Advance on it.
It does, but it's because it ran
It's a
the
monthly.
It was a
I would
monthly.
say.
Well,
I would
there's
say,
Promise Neverland's a good one.
Promise Neverland's the first one that came to my mind.
I would say that Bleach was one that wanted to, because I know that Rukia originally was
Burn the Witch.
Ichigo. Burn the Witch.
Burn
is
the
now-
Witch.
Burn
Burn the Witch.
Even
Burn the
though
Witch
it
is
was
right.
a
I mean,
special.
Kaguya-sama.
That's not shonen though.
That's yeah.
It says Shonen
It's
Jump.
insane.
Shonen Jump
It doesn't run in the
on the
magazine.
volume.
It doesn't.
It literally says Shonen Jump.
I know America for some reason.
It doesn't run in
adjusted
the
it.
magazine.
Yeah, it's lying. It's a lie.
No, all the manga for
Raw
Kaguya.
Hero.
That's definitely not a show.
I'm about to say
That's
how.
definitely not a show. That's not even a show in.
Okay,
I'm thinking
it is interesting because Iraqi certainly had an awesome female lead, and I think that's a really good representation of like
Love
how
Jolene.
you do it in a shonen. And I'm excited for the anime.
Yeah.
Theory time. I have not read part 6, 7, or 8. I have
Same.
no idea what they're about. But my guess, this is just a random guess, I think part 9 is going to pick up right where part 8 leads off. Like literally it's going to pretty much be like the next chapter essentially.
So you think it's gonna be like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi?
Right,
Kind
we're
of.
going to jump right in. JoJo Lands is just going to pick up right where it left off, and it's going to jump right in, and we're going to get some sort of temporal, dimensional swift, and the two dimensions of JoJo's, the ones that encompass parts 1 through 5, and the parts that encompass, or parts 1 through 6, and the parts that the 7 and 8 universe, are going to collide for some expectation or some
JoJo
situation. Yes, we're going to enter the JoJo multiverse. I think that's where we're headed. I think that just makes sense
I
to me.
mean, Made in Heaven did it.
Right. I think that just makes sense.
Is
to
that
me.
called Made in Heaven?
Eyes on Heaven. Right?
Eyes of Heaven or something.
Eyes of Heaven.
I think,
Oh, yeah.
I think
The video
Dio,
game.
Dio's
Oh
version
yeah,
is
that's
called
what
Made in
the
Heaven.
video game. Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Okay, but I think the villain has got to be Cars.
No, I
Cars.
want.
It's got to be
No, he's all the way in
Wait,
space where he makes
Cars?
No.
the
Cars?
the ultimate life form.
No,
baby.
dog.
No, you
he got
got
defeated by a
Cars?
What
It's
about
gotta be-
pre-Vampire Dio though?
It's got to be yeah.
What about human Dio?
What if it's
Dio.
What if it, guys? Wait. What
What
if
is human
it's,
Dio?
check this out.
Yeah.
What if it's full Justice Society? You know, full like anti-Justice League. It's literally like Dio with like Kira, all of the Pillar Men.
Then they will not survive. They will not survive.
Diavolo, like,
Diavolo,
They will
the
not
whole
survive.
squad rolls up.
Wait, if
Part
it's
5 spoilers, how would Diavolo get there? Because he's still in infinite loop death.
They saved him during the temporal shutdown. Diavolo is ripped from his eternal death and summoned back to the JoJo
Wait,
land.
so then what about
to face
Giorno
off
with
in
Requiem?
ultimate?
He gonna just destroy everybody.
Also,
We'll nerf him. We'll nerf him.
think
We'll
about
nerf him.
what about Funny
Requiem,
Valentine?
Requiem.
though?
We'll nerf him.
What about Funny
We'll nerf
Valentine?
him. We'll nerf him. Everyone's
Wait,
nerf.
so is your theory including a all-out final JoJo brawl of
It's
all
gotta
the
be.
protagonists.
All
of
9
wait,
JoJo protagonists versus all 9 JoJo antagonists.
Well, there were 3 in part 2 though.
Wait, what? So the JoJo Royale?
In a Joe Bro throwdown between all the Joe Bros and all the anti-Joe
Let
Bros.
it be just a grand tournament arc.
Yeah,
too.
the ultimate
Dark
tournament
style.
Oh my
Dark
god.
tournament
Wait,
style.
a JoJo tournament arc?
JoJo lands
One
in just
v one
I mean,
eight
fight.
JoJo doesn't have a tournament arc.
You guys cannot tell me that would not be
Oh,
as much as like
That would be
this,
so
This would be
hype.
JoJo's like
Well,
the
that
level
would
of
be fan
excitement.
service.
Wait. I think I have one word to sum this all up. It would kind of be bizarre.
It would be bizarre.
Do 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 do.
That's
Wait, that's Smash Brothers. Wait, that's why you come in Lifeline.
JoJo.
Super Smash Joe Bros.
Oh, if JoJo lands,
Joe
it's
Bros.
just fan service, just like no plot. It's just fights.
I'm
And with a Rocky art,
alright with
like
Imagine bringing characters 20 years ago back.
That's what I'm saying.
Relevant.
That I'm saying.
That'd be kind of fire.
and honestly,
That'd be
that makes
fire.
sense because I guess kind of spoiler of like all of the JoJo final bosses have some like their power is something to do
With time.
with time.
Besides cars.
Time
Yeah,
is
like-
such an
like
element
the
of the show.
final boss in all
No, 'cause
JoJo parts is like
Col-
something completely like godlike. And
I'm about to say, Cars is actually prehistoric. He is.
yeah.
Wait, he
ancient.
defies time.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
like how Jiren beats time
He's ancient.
in Super.
Right, exactly. He's ancient. So,
Damn, boys.
I'm saying.
Okay, so that's the theory. That's what we're thinking.
Actually,
about
wait, if that's not how it is, I feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, we will
I-
officially
Stakes up
we will
too high,
officially
man.
honey dicked ourselves.
Yeah,
That's
we've
if
honey
we've
dicked.
honey
Better
dicked.
if it's not a tournament.
We've
arc.
honey dicked. Okay, David, open your phone.
Oh,
Hey, David.
You've got a
viewers,
question.
I'm opening my phone.
So-
we found the question.
I want to give a shout out to one of our fans. His name on YouTube is Dylan Smith. He's been following along, liking, commenting, all that good stuff. Really dedicated fan, and we're really happy to have you, Dylan, okay? So Dylan gave us a suggestion, and we want to take that suggestion tonight, okay? The suggestion he gave us
Oh, God.
was to ask some of our returning guests a new question.
New question.
Because we always ask top 3 anime, right? That's our go-to's always
It's our
top 3
go-to.
favorite.
It's a good icebreaker.
But Chase, you're back again. So we can't ask you that again. We know what your top 3 are, okay? So Dylan wants to know, what is one anime that you loved or hated that you when you were younger, but with life experience, your opinion on that anime has changed?
Has changed.
So you
That's
either
a great-
hated it
that's
when
a
you were
great
little,
question, Dylan.
and now you like it, or you loved it when you were little, now you hate it. Okay?
Dang.
Either or. You don't have to
When
answer
I
both.
was younger,
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I used to think Dragon Ball Z was the best anime ever.
Wow.
And wait, everybody go back to our first video. I think maybe he said that then as
I
well.
think that was like the first answer to your top 3.
Yeah,
right?
I believe
So
so.
it's Dragon Ball Z.
Or like Dragon Ball, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Dragon Ball.
When I was growing up, I used to think Dragon Ball Z was the best anime ever. And I was like,
Hard
yeah,
stop?
Yeah, hard stop. That was it. But now as I grown up, I kind of see like Dragon Ball in terms of cohesion and writing. It's better than Dragon Ball Z. I like Dragon Ball Z. I love it. But if I gotta say which series is better, I'm gonna have to say Dragon Ball.
Like
Off of
classic Dragon Ball.
Like
Classic
classic
Dragon
Dragon Ball with Kid
Wow.
Goku.
Okay.
Like Goku pulling Bulma's panties up?
Yeah.
Goku?
There,
Yeah.
there's,
Oh, also I used to think though, but Goku was the main character of Dragon Ball Z. But when I got older, I realized Gohan was the main character of
Gohan
Dragon Ball
was,
Z.
yeah.
Yep.
So
there's
that's the one.
Honestly, I love Gohan more.
Dragon Ball.
Because I didn't watch anything growing
But you
up
loved
that
it,
I
but
hated.
you don't hate it now, though.
But
You
I
still
come
like- no,
to
but-
realize that Pokemon's dub it's nostalgic, but it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. The
The-
4Kids dub.
And there's something to say about Dragon Ball Classic, especially if you go back and read the manga. It is such a trendsetter for the motion of how a true battle manga sort of flows. Like, people are super hyped about Black Clover right now. If you read Black Clover week to week,
Never heard of it.
We're in the middle of a fight arc where
Never heard
they're
of it.
fighting,
I don't know that.
and every week there are 2 or 3
Yo,
page
let's stop the
spreads.
recording right now.
Yo, he's about to throw hands. I don't know Black Clover. Never heard of it.
But the last couple weeks, every chapter has been 2-page spreads for big fight choreography and shit like that. And if you go back, it's because of the stuff that Dragon Ball did, like especially with Power Pole. Like Power Pole's motion in panels in the manga is so trend-setting, and now it's more common, and it's because of Dragon Ball. Like you're like, these are awesome art pieces because of what Dragon Ball sort of laid the groundwork for.
The creator of Black Clover takes a lot of what's the word? A lot of
I heard it's a lot of
influence
inspiration
from Berserk. Yeah.
I mean, it's a character
Which,
with
like,
a
looking
big
at the
sword.
spreads, it gives me Berserk vibes.
Yeah.
Especially like Asta and Yami spreads. What's
What's
Berserk? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro. You're
I've never heard of that one, guys.
What is it called again?
all right.
What's
well,
Black Clover?
What is disrespect?
So that's the
300.
only one you can think of that you changed your opinion on, though.
No,
Because when I was younger-
thought you just said one.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
just-
One Piece, kind of.
Oh.
Because when I was
Throw it
growing
out
up,
there. Tell us.
because when I was growing up, I was watching 4Kids of One Piece.
Okay.
Then when I got to what was it? I think it was Toonami or Funimation that took over.
Funny.
Yeah, but it was on Toonami to where like it wasn't like on Adult Swim yet.
Correct.
And so the dub changed, so I stopped watching it. And I used to love One Piece back then. As I was growing up, I was hating One Piece.
Yeah.
Because too many people was talking about it. At least on the anime forums I was on. And I'm like, yo, One Piece is too long, I can't catch up. But as I've grown up, One Piece is probably the best thing ever.
I love
Yeah.
One Piece.
One Piece is
People
the best
were
thing.
like,
It is aged very well.
I mean, there's plenty of things that I guess growing up, I mean, not growing up, but being in college, why I had an opinion on because of the fan base. Like JoJo, I was like, oh, JoJo is very, a word that I don't want to call it because it's very offensive if I say it in that term, probably. I don't want to say it.
No, yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
It's very,
No. We're not gonna. This man, no.
I don't want to say it and then be in trouble for saying it. But we all know how JoJo fans are and the depiction of JoJo fans from the memes.
Right.
I thought JoJo was that too.
Yeah.
In college.
oh, homosexual. Okay.
But you know, I knew it. Hey, JoJo is, you know. Hey.
I was like,
Damn.
That's what I thought it was. I'm like, yo.
I saw David's brain working it over.
I was like,
wait.
I was.
He doesn't know that meme where that dude's like looking off to the sky and he's like,
He's gone when he's running about that. Just smoke coming out.
he's like, oh, I got it, bro.
Beyond whatever the numbers, whatever. Whatever.
Honestly, that was one of the reasons why I was interested in JoJo. I was like, this is some good-looking guys,
Yeah.
buff guys,
They're very gar.
no stop,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's no cap.
You know,
I was like, all right,
When I
fine.
think about JoJo's, I think all the way back to the OVAs. And
Oh, yeah.
Kenny and I, when we were little, we saw, even though I don't remember watching them all the way through, I remember seeing clips and being a fan.
I watched the from Dio to JoJo. It's like kind of who's already dead.
My biggest memory comes, I remember, I think the first part of it that I remember is I saw it on a game called Jump Ultimate Stars. And I don't know if anyone
That was
remembers
my first
old DS game. And before I even owned the game myself, I found the little character sprites. And I was like, what is this? He's got this guy behind him. And I remember that's when I looked up, I started watching clips from the OVA. And I was like, what the heck? And then back in the day, they put out an original print run of just part 3 here in America. And
I didn't have a part 1 in singles too.
A movie, yeah, but it never came
I
out.
thought you meant volumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've seen part 1 volumes. On the internet. Singles. Like,
Are
it was like
are
a
they
bitch.
viz size or are they?
They're like the part 3 side. Like,
Really?
like I've seen singles of part
That's
1.
crazy.
And it was like complete English. Like
I don't remember the.
But I've seen pictures of it.
Obviously, from when I was a kid, I
That's
remember
probably really rare.
part 3 getting a publication run.
It had the real
And
singles,
I remember those being like available at Borders, Barnes and Noble, and I remember I have one volume literally sitting in my house, like volume 12 or something.
Yeah.
It was something that got picked up either middle school, high school age. So it's just crazy. It's like I don't remember much more about it. And then finally, when the new anime aired, David Production finally got the new show out.
Yep.
That's when it
I produced it.
Production?
David,
You're welcome, world.
But
Yeah.
when it finally got the new show out, I remember I sat down and I said, okay, I'm going to watch this right as it comes out. So I watched the first season right when it aired. I think I may have waited till the show was done airing, and then I binged the whole season, I believe.
Yeah.
I think we waited until
That's how we did it.
all the first season was over and we binged it. And that was great, because then when part 3 started airing, I did the same thing. I think I binged the first half of part 3, and then I binged the second half. And then by the time part 4 was out, I watched it weekly. Part 4 and 5.
I remember you
watched
guys
weekly.
watching it weekly
Yeah.
at our house.
Yeah. Part 4 and 5, I watched both weekly. So,
Yeah.
those are. I mean, it's just crazy because it's one of those shows that I think that I had a differing opinion on because there was never like a really high quality anime adaptation, and I never wanted to read the scans. A lot of the scanlations, I remember, I read part of part 1 in the scans, and it's not great. Like some of the fan
Like the
translations,
translations,
yeah, they're just not great. So finally having that official version, I mean, look at him up there. Look at the
Yeah, they look dope.
The JoJoniums?
those gorgeous JoJos.
Oh, they're
you
so
know, now
good.
you're able to sit down and read all of part 1, 2, 3, and 4 in English in these beautiful volumes. So, but back in the day, we just didn't have access to it. And so it's one of those shows that in the U.S. it didn't have a chance. It didn't even have a chance to get popular.
Yeah.
And that blows my mind because, like, look at it now. People love it in the U.S.
And it's crazy
great.
because it's
gained
literally like 20 years old.
Yeah, it's getting a
Like,
huge fan base in the U.S.
These stories were made in the 90s.
Yeah, before we were born. I mean,
Like-
some of these were written before we were born.
Like
Yeah.
80s, right?
Yeah, and
One
we
of them
have
was
to-
like early since the 80s.
I think part 3 started like when
Like,
the year I
when-
was born.
yeah,
or something.
94.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
in the 90s.
We do have to shout out to Jotaro and Dio were the character representatives, and they were so good.
Everyone thought they were so cool.
they were
so
they were
cool.
so strong in the game
Yeah.
too. Like they were very good characters.
Dio's special in Jump Ultimate Stars, he drops the road roller.
Yeah.
He
Yes,
drops
he
it.
drops
Hell
it.
yeah, brother.
And
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm about to say they were so dope and cool
Yeah.
to play as. So.
I'm trying to think, boys, can you guys think of any animes you loved or hated and now you reversed your opinion on it now? Because we've never asked this question of
Wait,
ourselves.
but does this only like confine them to when they were younger, or just in general?
I guess
it's like opinion changing over time.
right. Dylan, the question was when you were younger, but I think in general. Why not?
Right.
Yeah. Why?
In
Do you have-
general,
do you have another
anime-
Well, I mean, Black Clover.
Oh, that's
Remember,
true.
I watched the first 6 episodes of Black Clover. Now it's one of my favorite
Oh
shows.
yeah, we all kind of shitted on it like in the beginning.
I did not shit on it.
Jerry,
Oh
just
my
own
God.
it.
I did. I was one of those guys. I was like, "Yo, Black Clover? You mean Naruto Jr.?"
Yeah.
Like that was me. That was me. I was watching it before, like it had like really 50 episodes out.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like, "Yo, I can't do this no more. I'm sorry." And then I picked up. This is the trend. I got to pick up the manga 5 years later.
Yeah.
Because the same year that I dropped Black Clover, I think it was the same year that I started Boruto.
Wow.
So guess what? 5 years later, I'm reading Black Clover, and I'm barely reading Boruto.
I'm reading Boruto, baby. I'm all in.
Same. I'm reading it.
Wait, aren't you reading this on the aren't you reading it live though?
I am, yes, absolutely. So if you're listening to this podcast, then you should know that there's a Twitch channel called twitch.tv/mywaifuandme, and I have been live streaming reading all of Boruto, just like I did with Chainsaw Man here on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested, come check it out. We've already read the first couple chapters. We're about 20 or so in.
23.
So we'll probably have 2 or 3 more live streams over there by the time after this episode's airs. So if you want to go give us a follow over there, go check it out. No problems at all.
My man read 2 years worth of Boruto.
2 years in one night, in one sitting.
He was going to stop reading when it got good.
It
And
did.
he went to sleep because it was 3 a.m. and
Well,
he
I mean,
was tired.
wasn't it good from the start though? That's what I've heard. It's pretty good from the start.
Next
What do you mean
question.
So, from
Naruto
what,
as a kid, bro.
from what I've read of Boruto, which is like exactly as much as what Jerry's read, it's like
It's not good.
it starts pretty mid, like fan servicey.
Yeah.
And then
Mid?
as it begins to like get its own story, it's the only reason why it's mid is because there's a lot of Naruto and Sasuke in the beginning, and I mean everyone loves Naruto and Sasuke.
I think the first arc,
I don't even think
other
it's
than
mid.
its pacing,
and it's
it's
what,
not
and
terrible.
Art. What about its art?
oh, let's not talk. The
Well,
art's
okay,
fine.
the
It's-
art
is bad.
the
It's
art,
passable.
Dog, who did
in
my boy
my
Naruto
in
like
Chase's
that?
opinion,
Whoever
Mickey
did Naruto like that should be fired. That's one of your title characters. The
Hinata
series is named
gorgeous.
after him.
Hinata's so pretty in those first chapters. No, people hate the way she looks.
Jerry, there is no shading in There is no shading in Boruto.
I
The
know.
first 10 chapters have no shading.
Okay, I get it. The art's a little rough. It's rough.
A little rough.
It's rough.
compared to Naruto.
It gets better.
it got better
better.
like 2 to 3
Naruto-
years into its.
We gotta look at
serialization.
Shippuden. Look at what Shippuden came from
Oh
to
my
that.
God.
Naruto is known as one of those shonens that have some of the best animation in the series. We go to Boruto.
Listen,
Come on,
All right,
bro.
all right. Look,
The anime looks good.
No, the
movie-
anime looks
the
ashy.
Boruto
That
movie-
color palette is
the
horrible.
Boruto
he
movie-
said
No.
ashy. He needs lotion and need that.
It needs to be
Need that
more
That's fine.
cocoa butter.
It needs
That's
to be
fine.
more-
I read Boruto until I got to the part where Kawaki was introduced in my first stream. There's going to be more though. I'm going to read the whole series.
Everyone says it's
So-
really, really good when Kawaki's introduced.
Right, that's where
Before.
supposedly is, and I
2
quote,
years into
that's when it
the
gets
story.
good. So we're hopefully going to get more of this Kawaki arc when I read some more. But
That's wild.
I've watched about 70 episodes of the anime also, Boruto. It's pretty rough too. Where I'm at, the manga,
Hold up. Can I specify something real quick? Mm-hmm. The movie of Boruto, right? That's about 10 chapters in the manga.
Correct.
You telling me they took a year on something that they already made a movie on?
They milked it real good.
Yeah, the Boruto manga.
At least in the Dragon Ball Super manga, it goes like it starts off in Dragon Ball Super, but it says, "Oh, if you want to see this fight between Goku and Beerus, just go watch the movie." It says that in the manga.
Oh,
I remember reading that when I was in college. I'm like, thank the Lord that they didn't just redo the movie in this manga.
Yeah.
Why did Boruto
The worst
manga
part is
take
that-
a year doing that?
The worst part is Boruto did it in a movie, then did it in the anime.
Later
and
on in
then-
the anime.
Yes, and then did it in the manga too. So there are 3 versions of that movie arc.
Come on, bro.
There's 3 versions.
Well,
There's also.
it's
Go ahead, Kenny.
Technically, the movie was only the Sonata arc, right?
No,
No,
the
movie
Sarda
was
arc
the
is a whole
tuning.
only other thing.
Yeah.
The movie is a tuning example.
The Sarda
Okay,
arc
so I
is
think-
not included in the Boruto Naruto Next Generation's manga.
Right.
It is its own manga called Sarda and the Seven Hokage, because that one was actually written and drawn by Masashi Kishimoto.
Yeah, that was like right after
Yep.
Shippuden ended.
But that arc is adapted into the Boruto anime.
Back into it. I read volumes 1 through 27 of OG Naruto
Classic
in like
Naruto.
a week,
Oh,
Yep.
God.
and
And remember, David's manga hand value.
my. I have a big manga hand. We've talked about.
We
on the
talked
show.
about it with HVL.
It
You
was-
know what they say about guys with big manga hands?
Manga hands.
They can read a lot of manga.
I can read a lot of manga.
If anybody out
Spend
there,
a lot of money
I'm gonna
at
say,
Barnes and Noble.
What was your record though? For real, was it 12 or 13?
I think it's 12. I
So
think
12, volume 1 through 12 of Naruto.
1 through 12.
If you can do 1 through 13, comment down below.
13
We will-
volumes in
I
one
will
hand.
personally
You have to be able
send
to
you
turn
a
it
gift.
upside
If you
down
can-
without dropping it.
if you can show
Yeah,
us proof
without
that you can
dropping it.
hold 13 Naruto singles
Wait,
in one hand.
we can't make promises.
No. This is
Someone-
David.
Oh, this
last
is
time-
okay.
last time
this
I
is-
made promises.
Oh my
on
god!
the
Okay,
podcast.
this is a real,
This is a real
giveaway. A real giveaway.
If you can send me a picture
Proof.
of you holding at least 13 volumes
Whole body has to be in there.
of Naruto, whole body, arm in hand, I need proof. I will buy you any manga of your choosing. Max $20.
Okay.
I thought you about to say as long as it's
Any manga.
in print
Any manga in print,
and it's available.
max $20
And it's in stock.
available. I will buy it for you and I will ship it to you personally. So
There
leave
you
a
got it.
comment.
There you have it.
Hit us up on Instagram.
An unofficial, official, Uncensored Anime Podcast giveaway.
We'll post on
hashtag
Instagram.
Manga
Manga
Hand. Hashtag the Uncensored Anime Podcast. Add us on Instagram, the Uncensored Anime Podcast. If you see this and you hear this and you can hold 13
And you gotta
volumes.
be following too. You gotta
Yes.
be following.
Yeah, follow,
Don't just be
subscribe.
messaging them just because you see this and you don't hit the follow button.
Yes.
Yep.
We're only going to put this in this
13,
video. We're
you
not
have
going to
to have-
publicize it.
Yeah, this is not going to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we would post it.
No,
No,
this
this is anniversary episode
If
special.
you watch this far into the episode and you see this, if you can hold 13 volumes of Naruto in one hand, turn it completely upside down without dropping them, and you can prove it on Instagram, and you can hashtag it and tag us, boom, David
Free-
will send
free
you a
manga
manga.
of your
And
choice.
if you're not trying to publicize it too much, make them comment in the comment section just a hand emoji.
Hand
don't,
emoji.
Don't say anything about the giveaway. Just hand emoji.
Hand emoji in the
emoji.
comments.
Hand emoji.
Hand emoji.
Hand emoji.
Any of the hand emojis work.
Any of them.
There's a lot of options.
We don't discriminate against hand emojis.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
any hand
yeah.
No
Thumbs
hand
up, you
Okay.
know, the...
So Naruto, the art in Naruto is amazing.
Yes.
So it's just crazy, and I've read all Shippuden too. Shippuden's art's amazing. Masashi Kishimoto's art is amazing. So it's kind of sad when you go
It's
to
okay.
Boruto. Oh, okay, sorry. Not amazing. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's like a 7.
If we, yeah, don't worry. It'd be
I'd say it's like a
Was she
7.
speaking in French?
That might watch like.
Why
to
is she...
speak French.
Okay.
I'm a fan of Masashi's art, and
Kubo or Kishimoto?
Kubo.
Boom! Kishimoto's ass. Oda or Kishimoto?
Kubo. Oh wait.
Whoa!
Oda or Kishimoto?
Whoa!
He said
Oda.
Oda? Oda, right. Kubo?
Oda's style
Kishimoto.
is so, like,
Kishimoto's the
it's
worst
so, like,
artist of the
unique.
big three.
Okay, but...
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Clover.
Kishimoto's the worst artist of the big three.
better than
Okay,
Black
how about this?
Clover.
How about this? Chainsaw Man, Naruto.
Oh, Naruto.
Chainsaw Man.
Wait. We talking about art?
Yeah.
I gotta think
I'll
about
choose
it.
Naruto.
Naruto?
To me, Naruto's more consistent.
Lame.
Sometimes
Lame.
it'd be looking a little scraggly in Chainsaw.
I think that's an
Fujimoto's
artistic-
background is so
decision.
good,
Artistic
though.
style.
Artistic style.
No,
Artistic
see, don't do that. You know what's
Artistic
artistic style? You know what he told me? He said, Jerry told me this was a hot take before he told me. He said, "Flowers of Evil, the anime looks better than the manga." I was like, "Whoa!"
What? No,
He said, "Rotoscope should be used
liar.
more in anime." I'm like, "Yo,
lying.
why they butcher?
No, it does
Why
not.
they butcher Kasuga like that?"
No. What do you call him? Little man?
Little man.
Little man.
Nakamura and Little Man.
Little
Hey,
man.
No!
Nah, he became big man after a while.
Yeah, he
He
did.
became big. Hey, what's her name? Psyche? Psyche made him big man after a while. I'm like, yeah.
I gotta read Flowers of Evil so
Okay.
bad.
Here's the deal. Flowers of Evil's anime is rotoscoped. And for those of you unaware of what that technique means, it's where an anime production videos real human beings and then draws the anime on top of the real life frames of animation or frames of recording.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, it comes out looking a little goofy. It looks a little goofy. And it's a technique that's been used for years and years and years in animation. It's intended to make animation look more fluid, and Flowers of Evil does benefit from the fluidity of it, but because they're drawing over real-life human faces, they don't look anything like the manga counterpart. I mean,
Right.
it doesn't look like anime. It looks like humans being drawn over in a rotoscoped fashion, which is exactly what it is. Yeah, it looks goofy. But it's super fluid, and I think if you can enjoy some of the components of it outside of that, you will get a little bit of a kick out of the series. It's great. It's a good ride. It's well written.
And the anime only covers the first 3 volumes?
Yeah.
But I can't get
Of
past
10
how
total?
it looks though. That anime is
No,
horrible.
yeah, and so I think that it's a directorial choice and that it's a production choice.
Well, guess what? That directorial choice should get him fired.
It's like this. Berserk 2016.
Berserk 2016.
Whoever did that, whoever thought that was good, should get fired.
Berserk 2016.
What are you
They should
saying,
get
bro?
fired
Berserk
as well.
2016.
But the story?
There is no but.
The story?
We have manga for that. We have
The
story.
story? The story?
I don't need the anime.
Yeah,
The anime didn't even finish it, so therefore the story is unfinished in the anime. Therefore the anime should be scrapped.
Therefore,
No, I'm joking.
They need to
No,
store
that anime
it in the trash.
Guys, that anime
I
is trash.
Berserk-
Can we talk about another anime that's having a little bit of troubles with
Tokyo
animation?
Revengers? We're going to talk about that?
No.
We've all talked. Okay,
Talk about
we
Tokyo
were all
Revengers?
caught up on Tokyo
I love
Revengers.
my
Guys,
stuff.
No,
love
I do
it.
not love the background that they have for the still characters that's supposed to be a battle royale. Literally, there's a screen where there's a character just in the background with the face like this, and it's literally just stuck like this.
Right.
I'm like, yo, why is he in mid punch? I know they can't stop time.
So for those of you that are listening, right now in the world of Tokyo Revengers, we're currently, I think episode 20 was the most recent episode that just aired.
Yep.
And we're right in the middle of the bloody Halloween brawl that's
Yep.
happening.
Yep.
You know, there's Mikey, there's Draken, like all
Baji
of Tomen is fighting Valhalla. It's like a big old war. And honestly, I feel like this is the part where animation is key.
Yes.
Animation is very important because there's a lot of action, a lot of fighting. And this is the same animation studio, correct me if I'm wrong, that did what we just mentioned, Berserk 2016. So they already have a pretty bad track record.
Millipennies, I believe, is the name of the company.
I think they
Millipennies.
also did the animation for So I'm a Spider, So What?
Oh, they did.
Which
they
is
did.
also
They did.
not the best animated show. So
Don't like that
Yes,
one.
sir.
still a bad track
Yes,
record.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I would say of the 3, Tokyo Revengers is the best.
Of those 3, probably.
Best animated, although I did like So I'm a Spider, So What's 3D animation. It's actually not that bad, in my opinion.
I haven't watched it.
Do you hear this, man?
So-
anytime you hear 3D animation and
It's
not
not
that bad,
No.
It-
If you
I-
hear
I-
three-
Right, right.
You gotta think it's David, and then you put spiders into it.
unless
check the rolls. Check the rolls.
Wait,
does
spiders?
Does David like spiders?
Okay, it's funny because I
Yep,
actually,
yep,
I
right
actually
there.
hate
David
spiders.
like one now, like spiders.
I'm actually definitely afraid of spiders, but when it comes to the anime, like
Anime spiders?
Spider Girls, I'm
Everything?
not the Spider Girls.
David
Okay,
loves a spider
wait.
waifu.
So
wait.
He said he likes him some Gwen Stacy.
He does.
Well, how old is Gwen Stacy?
But
You
remember,
like Gwen Stacy when she was in college.
College.
She loves Gwen Stacy.
grown.
She's
Grown-ass
20
woman.
23 Gwen
I'm
Stacy.
telling you, Gwen Stacy's
adult
older than
woman.
us.
In the
She was a
film.
teenager in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
So she older than us.
she's actually
Saved.
Safe.
grown.
But yeah, so Tokyo Revengers, 20th episode, they're in the middle of the fight, and the animation's poor, and so I've been seeing a lot online that people are like just now realizing. Jerry and I actually talked about this earlier. People are just now realizing that the animation was bad when it's kind of been bad since the very beginning.
I don't think it's been bad, but it's been very bland.
I wonder if a host of the Uncensored Anime Podcast might have noted that
Fact check.
many months
Fact
ago.
check, 'cause I don't remember that.
Many
Fact
months
check.
ago.
in the comments.
Look, he's just trying to claim that now that it's cool. He never said that.
Chill.
He was like, "Yo,
chill.
Tokyo Revengers anime of the year, especially when it's animation."
No.
He says basically the Demon Slayer of this year.
Look,
That's
you can
what
go
he
back.
said.
You can go back. You can go all the way back to our what was that spring?
Yeah, it was a
spring. Our spring
while ago.
2021 episode where we watched the first episode, 13 new episodes. Go look at some of the comments I said in that first episode because these two boys
you
were
mentioned
all,
it then.
y'all were all on board. You were like Tokyo Revengers, top of the new season.
I had already.
And
But also,
Ryan-
they also said no to Nagatoro, but now they both say yes to Nagatoro.
No,
Nagatoro grew on me.
Wait, no, I was.
Kenny
always
was
in
from the
on-
beginning.
Oh, he was. Oh yeah.
Kenny
I
was
was
okay with
thumbs up
it.
in it.
We both said no. David changed his mind. I watched more episodes. I still didn't like it. Whatever.
Well,
Tokyo
Jerry, you
Revengers.
don't have good taste though, so that's.
Tokyo Revengers.
That's not false.
In that first episode, I noted all I think I said was something along the lines of there's a notable lower budget for Tokyo Revengers compared
absolutely.
to some of the shows like Nagatoro and To Your Eternity that were coming out simultaneously with it. I said Tokyo Revengers seemed to be taking some budgetary, they were some animation decisions that were budgetarily related. And all you can note is you go back and look at any episode of this show, they do a lot of slow pans. They do a lot of single shot animation where the rest of the frame still and only one thing on screen will move. They do a lot of shots of art that are not intended to even really be animated. And there's a lot of that throughout the show. It's small technique choices when you know a show has a lower budget because they're just trying to save on money. The less frames, and if you want to go check it out, I don't like to promo them. There's this other podcast out there. They're a little bit bigger than us.
No, wait, we don't make another podcast.
You just referred to the other podcast. You're
gonna do it
anyway?
anyway?
As the other podcast.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Just say the other podcast does this.
Why do you start with...
Don't call the podcast.
They interviewed a wonderful animator named Ken Arto. You should look him up, Ken Arto, on YouTube, and you will find an interview with him. It's a long-form interview. He worked on things like JoJo's and Dragon Ball Super. Okay,
already like this guy.
He talks a lot about the way animators are paid in the industry and how it's a cost per frame. Okay, so if you make one frame and it repeats back and forth, they pay less. So the lower frame count, the lower amount of money that they have to spend as a production company. Luckily for Tokyo Revengers, there's not a lot of action.
Yeah.
It's a pretty limited show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of single shots. So they've been able to get around that without fans really noticing any dip in quality until episodes 19 and 20.
Yep.
It's an all-out brawl, and
Dragon gets stabbed.
people all of a sudden realize that it's Record of Ragnarok. Honestly, they realize it's Record
Didn't
of
y'all say
Ragnarok.
Record of Ragnarok isn't that bad?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Honestly, it's pretty good.
I would say it's like... Because Record of Ragnarok had more frames than the Bloody Valentine.
I heard it was a PowerPoint slide for fights.
That did happen.
Some
PowerPoint slides for a
some
series
ones
that's
of Record of Ragnarok
known for fights?
Some episodes of Record of Ragnarok really did have some PowerPoint slides, but some of the animation
was good.
When it was
surprisingly really good.
animated, it was very well done. It's just that it was not animated.
Yeah, because they put all their budget into those episodes.
Right.
They're like, okay, for the rest of the season, we got.
And the other good thing about Record of Ragnarok, and we talked about this in the Record of Ragnarok episode, but another great thing about it is that every frame was gorgeous to look at.
Oh yeah.
There was not a frame in Record of Ragnarok. If they did do a still frame, it was beautifully drawn.
The art was great.
While Tokyo Revengers had some still frames that IMO in these last two episodes, they were looking a little booty.
But Jerry, what about
some of the still frames? You gotta admit, some of them were looking deformed.
But what about when Takemichi had that shit on his head though?
I hated that. I talked about that for like 10 minutes on an episode. I fucking hated that,
You
guys.
said that was your favorite part.
No, I hated
That's
that.
like comedic genius.
You were like, I love
You
when
said it's
Takemichi
almost
had
on the
that
I
same
was like,
level.
where did that shit come from?
You said it's almost on the same level as that Shaman King bit where the guy's getting peed on.
No, that's even worse. I hate that one. Okay, Tokyo Revengers though. Are we still into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like honestly.
Actually, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm getting bored of it. Like I dread watching it on stream. I dread it. I want to watch Girlfriend more than Tokyo Revengers at this point.
All right, we gotta go.
honestly,
I didn't say it was better. I said I'd rather watch it.
That's true. Okay.
I needed the story of Tokyo Revengers so badly that in that first week,
After episode 1, right?
after episode 1, I read all 202 chapters that were out. Like Tokyo Revengers hooked me, and it hooked me hard. So.
Instantly. And you're not the only one.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah, I think a lot of
friends-
people-
A lot of friends that they pretty much within the first couple episodes of the anime immediately jumped ship and read the scans.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us, even at this couch, kind of wish we could read it physically.
yeah.
Maybe?
Kodansha, I would give any of my
thing
money.
is, I want to wish, but I know my wish is going to come true. And the worst part is, my wish. This is the one wish I have in life that could actually come true.
What?
But it's to get physical. English print of Tokyo Revengers.
Yep.
But guess who owns Tokyo Revengers?
Who?
No.
I think it's this manga company called Kodansha. But if y'all still want to sponsor the UAP,
Yeah, actually, Kodansha,
y'all can still hit
if you're
them up.
watching this,
y'all can still hit them up because
you can send us the first official copies of the physical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tokyo. We'll promo in your own.
But
Actually,
guys, instead of doing that, instead of doing hardcover Attack on Titan volumes, instead of doing Tokyo Revengers, you know what they're doing? They're coming out with a new box set for season 1 of 7 Deadly Sins.
No,
No, they're not.
way.
They're doing
actually
a
did not
season
hear
1
about
box
this.
set You already know they're doing the season 1 part 1 box sets of Attack on Titan. They're not done with that yet because season 4 part 1 isn't out yet. And we got another version of Attack on Titan. I actually have a video that's coming out, manga version. There's like 3 ways to collect Attack on Titan at this point.
The same.
Well, no, 4 ways. We have the super big $100 volume. Yep. That's like 18 inches. I think. Right?
Is that hard?
It's life size. It's life size, but it's only like 100 copies in the world.
Right.
So it's a little impossible to get.
Very hard to get.
We have that. We have the actual singles that people were buying when it was first coming out. Yeah. Then Kodansha was like, you know what? Let's get some more money. Let's get the box sets. That costs as much as if you were to buy the singles together.
Yeah.
It's not like
there's no deal. There's no deal.
It's not like Viz where they give you a discount.
There's no discount.
Stuff.
It's just the cost of all the volumes inside.
Just with a little extra box. So we have that. Then we have the Colossal Edition, which is never mint, not hardcover. The cover and the back are still paper quality.
Yes.
And it's never mint whenever we go into the store.
Never. Just like the Tokyo Ghoul.
And it's still, it's like buying 10 volumes. They're 5-in-1s.
I think the Tokyo Ghoul Monster Editions, the Barnes & Noble exclusive ones, I think those are better than the Colossal Edition.
They're the same, basically.
I think they're better.
The
I don't even
paper
fuck Kodansha. I think
but still, this is a 5-in-1.
Right.
And they still cost like $49.99.
$49.99.
Yeah.
Still
okay, and they're not mint.
Yeah.
Half the time you see them, they're not mint. They're always discounted on Amazon.
At least make it hardback.
And then now we have a 3-in-1 omnibus like Shaman King that is paperback.
They're giving us the bricks.
And guess what? They are giving us a hardcover, but of a compilation of the best chapters. But instead of they could have just stopped not do that, and they could have put that focus in the Tokyo Revengers. Instead, they want to grow their digital fan base.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about how much money, like how much profit they make off of all of these Attack on Titans, because like
they make
I feel like you think
I feel like people are
You know why? Because Attack on Titan is one of the biggest. To me, it pushed the second anime renaissance here.
Yeah.
It's like we had the big 3. Then after that, we have Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another anime, but
that was the second.
Those are the 2 that
Full Metal was
happened
like
around.
right?
No, I don't think
before that.
Before that,
Yeah.
I don't think Full Metal was in that.
Brotherhood was before that.
I would
think
say Full Metal also was just
Hunter
Adult Swim
was
style,
2012.
too.
But people didn't catch on to Hunter x Hunter until later on.
Yeah, I think Hunter x Hunter was
That's
after they were
true,
introduced
I
through
guess.
like my.
I mean, Hunter x Hunter.
No, yeah, I think that it happened in summer of 2012 into 2013.
Yeah, Attack on Titan.
It was the Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan era.
That was
and it was
that
massive.
summer, yeah.
I remember people telling me at that time, I was going to college with people, never watched anime in their life. Hey, Jerry, have you heard of this show Attack on Titan? And I was like, what? Or I remember my buddies, they sat me down and said, Jerry, you have to watch Sword Art Online. You know what I did? I sat down and I hated it. I hated every minute.
Hey, I had this. I mean, it's not really a hot take, but I always had this take. Sword Art Online, while it might be trash, one of the most impactful anime to come out of that decade.
I mean,
what did it do? What did it do, Chase?
It opened the floodgates for isekais.
It fucking ruined.
Look, we had a mousetrap for all the isekais. Sword Art Online kicked that mousetrap out the way. They just came storming in. They all came storming in.
Every season there are
at least
4.
5.
Exactly.
4
You see what I'm saying? And no other anime seasons were having that until Sword Art Online brought it out.
It's like Isekai existed. It existed.
Escalfone.
Yeah, I mean, Inuyasha is a isekai technically. But they often were dealt with in like a creative, imaginative. You know, there was a direction. But after Sword Art, it was like someone noticed in Japan. They were like, we can just give them shit.
Yeah,
we don't need to try.
We
can just give them.
That's
shit.
what the S stands for. They had to find another word for S, for localization purposes.
They said these guys, they'll just watch anything.
Yep.
Who's in another world?
Yeah.
Who's in another world?
Anyone?
My pet cat in another world.
Yep.
My local gym coach in another world.
Reincarnated as a slime.
Reincarnated as
the role with my smartphone.
Reincarnated as a sword. Reincarnated as a wolf. Reincarnated as a polar bear. Reincarnated.
Now there is one good isekai that I think we all like.
What is it?
It's a
Jobless Reincarnated.
Jobless. Yeah, Mushoku Tensei.
Wow.
That's the one. I actually do like.
He likes it.
The Rise of the Shield Hero.
So are you
I do
excited?
like the Rise of the Shield Hero.
I think Rise of the Shield Hero is I don't know.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Are you excited for part 2 of season 1?
Am I excited? I'm gonna
Mushoku
watch it.
Tensei.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, yes, I need more.
Right.
I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait to watch it. I can honestly wait to watch any anime.
Right.
But I will watch it. I'm gonna binge it though.
Right.
Cause
You're gonna wait till it's over.
Because I can realize when I was watching
I did it weekly.
When I was watching it, binging it, I was like, I would not have been able to watch this weekly.
Yeah.
I would have been out.
I probably should have. I think because the front half of that first season was a little slow.
kinda
I think I was mainly bought in just because I really enjoyed the main guy. What's his name? Rudy. I really enjoyed Rudy, and I loved his dad because that dude's a Chad.
No,
honestly,
he is no.
That dude carried. Come on.
He's not a Chad.
Come on. He fucked his wife. He fucked the lady that lived there. He raised the two kids in the same home.
I'm gonna
Wait,
say
Rudy?
What else?
No, that's
the dad.
No,
That's
the
what I'm
dad.
talking
Oh,
about.
I thought you meant Rudy.
Oh, Rudy ain't a Chad. His dad's a Chad.
No.
His father is a
His
Chad.
dad is a dirtbag. A two-timing dirtbag.
I know.
Well,
He's also that.
I'm actually
He's
pretty
also
sure
that. He's also that.
it soon becomes 3-timing, but
What the spoilers doing?
Wait,
what the spoilers
you talked
doing?
about
You gotta bleep me
what's
out.
that one girl's name? She's like she has a tail. She's the
Oh,
sword.
the animal, the buff animal chick?
Yes. Your
Yeah.
favorite
She's talking
character.
about
My favorite character.
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Oh,
her
The
name.
buff
that's not the
chick.
one.
Remember when he said, "Oh, can you pull your pants down or something?" And
She
then
had
she pulled her
an
pants down.
ass of steel.
Rock hard.
Yeah.
Yes, so for those of you unaware, in the upcoming weeks, Mushoku Tensei's Season 1, Part 2 is going to begin airing. It'll be up. We probably won't talk about it in our initial review of the upcoming season because it's not a new show. You know, we only talk about new shows on that podcast. So that's going to be, we're going to talk about. So we will, but we will almost definitely
We'll
dedicate
talk
some
about
time
it.
to that season in the future because all of us loved it. Chase, you watched it.
Yeah, I liked
I
it.
mean, it's one of those anime that if you aren't aware, it helped to birth the isekai genre in similar ways to Sword Art Online. Because its light novel inspired many of the light novels that came after. So I think some people have even said that Sword Art itself got some inspiration from Jobless Reincarnation, if I remember.
Well,
correctly.
somewhat, but
They were coming out pretty simultaneously or
And
something.
Berserk also got inspiration from Sword Art Online because of the Black Swordsman.
all right, guys. Thanks
All
for
right,
tuning in.
I'm really sorry. I'm really
Chase was a
sorry.
great guest, but I think
Chase,
it's
it was
time,
great to have you, buddy.
I genuinely, I overheard a conversation the other day. People were like, I genuinely heard people talking about how they were looking at Berserk and they were like, didn't you know this book was actually influenced by Dark Souls? There are like Dark Souls creatures in this book, and it's like, you know, like creatures from that. And literally, the creator for
Definitely.
the creator for Dark Souls was like, he was like, I love Berserk. It's one of my favorite manga of all time, and so I draw a ton of my influence from Berserk.
Yep.
And
Also,
they were,
I mean,
Yeah.
Berserk is influenced a
Kentaro
lot.
Miura said, "Yo, that Dark Souls game, I need to put that in manga form."
that
what
was
he
it.
said.
That was it.
He's like, "Yo, I gotta
My
put
bad.
that in manga form, dog."
I'm a big Dark Souls fan, and I've just really got to engage with my audience here. I'm going to throw together the best Dark Souls manga you've ever seen, guys. My name's Kentaro Miura. Check out Berserk.
Yeah.
Why do you
see.
sound like a...
That's my
He-
That's
but
my
he-
Kentaro Miura.
Well,
Like
you gotta think
Chad,
he's probably
like-
playing Dark Souls on Xbox with the Mountain Dew.
Yes.
With the Mountain Dew?
That's what he sounds like.
Mountain
Sounds
Dew,
like
yeah.
he's with-
For sure.
Okay.
With the Mountain Dew Doritos.
Okay. So Chase, what else are you watching right now?
What are you watching? What are you
I
watching?
am watching Girlfriend, and Tokyo Revengers. That's it.
That's
Really?
it.
That's it.
No
That's all I'm
backlog.
watching.
Nothing from your backlog.
Oh, there's plenty of stuff in my backlog, but I'm not gonna watch it.
No, I mean, like, are you working on anything in your backlog right now? Or are you just watching those two shows?
I'm just watching those two shows.
What do you like about Girlfriend?
Man, it's trashy Spice. Look, man, look. We all have a fantasy of having two girlfriends without the fact of having to pay for the two girlfriends.
Right.
But look at it like this. The first episode, he finally bags this girl that he's been simping for since middle school.
Right.
Yep.
Right? He gets her first episode. Well, first episode, it's shown that he has her.
Right.
And he's been simping. But then, later on in the episode, he gets another cute girl to come up to him and ask for him.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, I want to go out with you. She's like, I cooked you lunch because I know the way to a man's heart is his stomach. I was like, yo, you see that? She put in the work. She said, I've been going to the gym. I've been working out the courage to ask you out. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, so how is he going to have her and have the original girl? So he just goes to his girl. He says, yo, you see this girl? And then the girlfriend's like, yo, she's kind of cute. She's cute. Like, she's cute in an adorable way. He was like, we gotta add her to the relationship. He was like, we gotta add her to the relationship. I was like, yo, this is peak Spice right now.
Wow.
He just straight up went to his girlfriend and asked.
He just
And
asked.
she said yes. And then guess what?
Oh,
Second
we
episode. Second episode.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Not yet.
Not
We're not
second.
that.
Not
Jerry,
second.
you gotta take time.
I thought
They moved
Look, the second episode, he was like, yo, y'all can live with me. At first I was like, how's his parents about to go down with this? He was like, oh, I don't live with my parents. I have my own place. My parents got me my own place. He said, so you both you girls could live with me. And so they lived with him.
they moved on in.
They moved in.
This would never happen in real life.
This is peak,
They moved in.
peak
Okay.
anime.
Now tell me where you are. Has it evolved? I predicted.
I'm pretty sure that there's
After our analysis of the first episode,
There's
I predicted that there's no
Every
way.
episode.
There's no way this could just be girlfriend.
no.
It has to become
It's a harem.
girlfriend.
Girlfriend?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Oh yeah. So like, I'm on the 4th episode.
Okay.
A third girl is introduced.
I knew
And
it.
guess what? At the end of the episode, they figure out because she's a content creator on YouTube. She wears a face mask, like she's going through what we going through. You get what I'm saying? So she can hide her identity online. They figure out who she is, and it was like, "Yo, we're gonna blackmail you," because she finds out that they're having a 3-way relationship, basically.
Whoa.
And she was like, "They was like, yo, since we know your secret, you hold our secret, we hold your secret." She was like, "Okay." These was like, "You know what? Can I just be your girlfriend?" I was like, "Yo, yes!"
And what
Yes!
that man say?
What did he say?
Oh no, the episode ends off right there. The girl that's a YouTuber, she asked to be the girlfriend, and they're just like, "Huh?" And then like next episode,
You're
like, I haven't
right.
read-
I was right. I was
Girlfriend,
right.
Every
I said it. I
every
said it.
episode,
Boys,
like,
I said it.
the episode
Boys.
title would just be like the episode number. Of,
I mean,
like,
just
that
look,
many
just look at
girlfriends.
the
So
poster.
episode
Just look at
5,
the poster.
girlfriend.
There's 4 girls. Look at the poster. 4 girls.
There's 4.
If you look at the
It's,
poster, there's 4
it's a
girls.
guaranteed girlfriend.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
I think it's like girlfriend squared. Like girlfriend squared though. That's why there's a comma. Girlfriend. So if you multiply the girlfriend
Yeah,
by
if
If
girlfriend,
you
girlfriend,
carry the
girlfriend.
and divide by girlfriend.
Right, we're doing arithmetic with our
I'm
girlfriend.
just saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's.
I'm
But
like-
this is the thing though.
I'm
He
like
is
John right
major
now.
simp. He is general simp.
General Sim.
Like major simp.
General Sim.
So
shit.
I mean,
That's what he is.
internet.
can't do
Let me
nothing
tell
with
you.
the
Let me tell you. Be a simp.
Be a
Simp
simp,
hard
you will
enough.
get 4 girlfriends.
Simp hard.
But he can't do
enough.
nothing with the girls. But one does stay cooking for him. Late night snacks, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like lunch for school. I'm like, come on, bro.
Lunch for
You
school.
can't fumble the
Lunch
bag.
for school?
Lunch for school.
Lunch for school?
Lunch for school.
Honestly,
Because
Chase,
they're in school. They're in high school.
I am blown away that you're loving it so much.
I love it.
I'm so
Every
blown away.
season, I
Every
need a show
you need a
with
trashy man.
with something with girlfriend in it, or a girl being a friend. I need some show.
Those
like
unaware. What's your? I feel like you have a little tagline that goes.
Yeah. What would you call like
What
trademark?
would you, what would you say?
See,
what
I
would
am-
you say you are, Chase?
What would you say?
A,
They start with a
nasty
hashtag?
man.
A nasty
I am a
man.
nasty man.
Nasty
Look, domestic
man.
girlfriend, peak spice. It's dumpster fire, peak spice.
Oh, yeah.
I love domestic girlfriend. Right before that though, rent a girlfriend. I'm like, oh, I need some
Rag.
more girlfriend stuff. And then right after domestic girlfriend, right after rent a girlfriend,
Girlfriend.
all before that was Uzaki-chan. I love it.
She's
Guess
your
what?
girlfriend.
All that led to me loving Nagatoro.
Don't toy with me.
So yeah, I can't tour with her. I gotta call her Miss every time I see her.
Don't
You get what
tour
I'm
with
saying? And now we're at girlfriend.
But
who put you in the ground first? Who really sowed the seeds of your nasty culture?
Prison school. Prison school. Prison school is I call it the nasty man Bible. Because it will unlock things in your life that you never thought you had in you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Prison school.
Prison
I never knew
school
I needed
is-
edgy comedy.
I love
like
prison
that,
school. I love
but
prison
had to
school.
have it.
For-
It's peak.
I have to say
It's
this.
so good.
I have to say this about Prison School. For the fact that it is just a manga, an anime that existed to show boobies and ass on screen, each character truly gets so much depth. Every single member of the class, all the girls that we're introduced to,
He's not wrong.
everybody
He's not wrong.
has so much depth, and it makes no sense for that show.
Season 1 of Prison School, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
So
If we
good.
go off as just season 1, 10
It's
out
so
of 10.
good.
check
So
his mail
good.
out. It's 10 out
I
of
mean,
10.
Check it
the
out
fact
now.
that Joe coughs and like likes a particular thing, the big guy is into masochism. Like every
He
character,
just like me for real.
every
For real.
he just like me for
Honestly,
real.
If you have not seen Prison School and you are an adult who enjoys anime and manga, I would encourage you to sit down and give an episode or two a try. Because while it is on the surface just borderline hentai,
Yep.
beneath it is truly one of the most interestingly weaved characterizations amongst young high school protagonists that I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
I could not put it down. I remember I started episode 1. It was at like 1 a.m. on one night. And I stayed up to like 6 a.m. I watched the whole season. I couldn't stop it. I was like, this is just... You have to just keep watching it.
It's art.
It's the
And-
first thing I watched that was kind of spicy.
And it's just one of those types of shows. So I just can't promote it enough. And I know the manga supposedly kind of goes off the rails. And if you don't know, the author of the manga kind of shit on his fans with the ending. And he was kind of upfront about it. He was like, yeah, I shit on you guys. Fuck you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
especially,
Yeah,
that's
there's
hilarious.
actually... The
That's why I'm
author's
afraid to
kind of
read
fucking
it.
ballsy.
That's
I'm
why
not going to lie.
I'm afraid to read it.
there's
Yeah.
a particular ship that get so built up throughout the show that then does not come to fruition. And if it had, it would have totally, because it isn't the ship that you expect. And the fact that if it would have set sail, it would have been great. But instead, they just like fucking he honey dicks you. I have to be totally honest.
Wow.
I mean, he kind of does that for the whole season, and I honestly don't mind it.
Yeah, it was the good kind of honey dick.
It's one of those shows that just but the author, he really knows what he's doing. He is an incredible artistic talent.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, like
that person's
guys.
art
Why is he so good at drawing?
It's so
I don't know.
good.
He's so talented at drawing women specifically. Jesus Christ.
But
He
Chase,
needs a Nobel Peace Prize.
have you heard of the great Jahy will not be defeated?
So I read the first volume.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's
I
talk about
haven't
it.
watched. I do want to watch that anime.
The anime has just started airing.
It has like 3 episodes.
Watch
out
it
as
all.
we're recording
It's-
this video.
I like it. I'm a fan.
For those of you unaware, so the summer season kind of got a little disjointed.
It's very weird
When we first
schedule.
started, when we did our summer episode, we wanted to catch the animes that were kind of that first wave of new shows that came out. But since then, a couple additional shows have been added to the summer schedule. They started late. They're kind of having late airing. They're actually going to kind of, they're going to bubble over into fall, which is really weird. Even though most of them are only going to be one course, they're only going to have a 13-episode run. One of those shows, The Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated, right? It's got 3 episodes out as of this recording.
Yep.
3 episodes aired as of this recording. So it was a late starter. I think most of the other summer shows are on episode 7 or 8 at this point, something like that. So most of the summer shows have already started to kind of fizzle towards the back half. This one is just now getting ramped up. So David, what's the show about?
The Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated is a very simple story. It's all about there's a second in command demon of the demon lord realm. Her name is the Great Jahy. She's a beauty. She's powerful. And one day, a hero just walked into her lair, the demon lord lair, and destroys their giant dark crystal. And doing so sends her to the human world. She's transformed into a little girl. She's like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with me?" And her journey is now to rebuild the dark realm by collecting all of the dark crystals.
Right.
In the meantime, she has to live in a studio apartment and work at a bar. And that's how she makes her living. So it's a slice of life with some supernatural elements to it, because she's meeting other people that were in her dark realm, like her slate
Reverse isekai.
it's a reverse isekai. Reverse isekai slice of life.
Well, technically for her, it's an isekai because she's being born into another world.
You're right. Right. Generally, it's when someone comes out of a fantasy world into the real life world. Usually, people call those a reverse isekai. So.
But we would say it's a fish out of water situation, but she was already out of the water. Now she's coming into it.
What's going on right now? What if we're a fish in the water? What if there were no fish
We
in the
are
water?
fish in the water.
What if we weren't in water?
What if
That's
the water
where
was
Jahy
lava?
is. She's out the water.
She's out
but
the
she just
lava.
came into the water.
So it's a great
Cute though?
Oh yeah.
But Astolfo though?
No, Astolfo.
But Astolfo?
She's not competing with Astolfo.
But Astolfo though?
What's wrong with Astolfo? Okay.
But Astolfo though?
No.
Okay.
So the great
Jahy.
Jahy
cute.
is
Jahy's cute.
it's
Jahy's like a demon version of Nagatoro.
basically the way she looks. She got the tan skin. She's got the sharp.
Oh, would you say she's
tooth.
A gal?
Gyaru?
No, she's
a
not
little-
a gal.
a gal?
She's not a gal.
She a gal?
She does not have hip slang. She does
She
not
doesn't have
have
the makeup.
over gracious chesticle action happening up there.
Oh.
Neither
she
does
doesn't wear the
Nagatoro,
makeup.
though.
Nagatoro's
Wait,
kind of a
do
gal.
you
now.
need
Big
chesticle?
Yeah.
Nagatoro doesn't have tig old
But she look, she says the slang term sus, so that makes her automatic gal.
It's
Full
a gal.
on.
It's a gal.
She does use hip slang.
She says
And she's got the tan skin.
Yeah. And she's like, yo, we need
So
to
Jahy's
slang.
maybe on the line. She might be. a
She's
gal.
on the line. She just needs to be in America a little bit.
She's
more.
not.
Okay,
she's
okay.
she's not. No, she's not a gal. If you're listening, she's not a gal.
David made it
I wish
definitive,
she
I
was.
guess. Jesus.
It's canon. She's not a gal. She's a demon, and she's got to work to
I'm
pay
trying to get
rent.
on demon time.
Okay.
So
So far,
time.
Are we
Yes.
invested? Are we interested?
Yes.
into
Shit, yeah.
yeah, so it's interesting. So
Yes.
the first volume has come out in America.
Mhm.
I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
And the volume 1 covers episodes 1 through 2.
Okay.
Now I think episode 4 comes out later this week. I don't know what day it comes out of.
Right.
But I think the next volume comes out in November. So so far I'm liking the anime. It's interesting. there's not really like a lot of moments where like animation needs to be like on top or whatever.
Right.
It's really just following the characters. It's a slice of life, so there's not really a lot going on with the plot itself. But I personally love slice of lives. If any of you watch Super Cub from what was it, spring season?
Yeah, your
of
top
this year?
show.
Top show of the season of the spring season 2021, Super Cub. All about a little girl riding her Super Cub from point A to point B. Yeah, she was in high school.
I don't like you call her a little girl.
Well, she's
that was weird.
That was
was weird.
What?
Little girl? Is that
Okay,
weird?
high schooler. Okay, I'll change it. High schooler.
I
High
don't
schooler.
know if that was weird.
You like little girl?
I think that it was totally fine.
Wait,
I think
so
it was
she
good.
isn't, well, I mean, she's not a little girl.
No, she's almost an adult. She's 16, isn't she? 17?
No, I think she's
She's
14.
like 15.
She
16,
drives
15,
a Super
16.
Cub. She's got to be 16, I think.
Wait,
Oh
what is
yeah,
Super
what are
Cub?
driver's license?
It's like a moped.
It's like
It's like a moped.
Oh my god, I'm thinking like it's a baby bear or something.
No, it's like
No.
It's a Super Cub, yeah. It's a bear.
It's like a motorized
super-
bike.
Wait, and there's a series about her and a moped?
Yes.
Come on, dog. Anime's run out of... Look, make anime great again.
Yo, what anime hit a wall, bro?
Hey,
Literally-
Chase, here's even better. Whenever she drives the moped, it's 3D animation, like fucking...
X-Arm.
Yeah.
Looks like X-Arm.
Yeah. It's like Bob the Builder looking bullshit.
Okay, I really thought that y'all was saying that that's really his favorite anime.
He was. He loved it.
It was-
I did like it. I didn't love it.
No, he loved
No,
it.
he
But
loved
I
it.
liked it.
Guys, follow me on all my social medias. I think I'm gonna have to dip. I really think you watching the Nick Jr. version of Initial D. Come on, bro.
Okay, but like the thing that was interesting with Super Cub was that you meet a girl and she is like she's not, I would say timid.
She was a loner.
but she just
She was
didn't
to
like
herself.
she didn't really care about connecting with other people. She was like a loner. She was to herself. Exactly what Jerry said.
Yes.
And with the addition of her newfound hobby for Super Cub, that was another thing. She didn't really have anything that was really unique to her.
Right.
She didn't really like jive with anything. But
Right.
one day she comes across someone riding on a Super Cub, and she's like, "Huh, that'd be pretty cool to have." And then she gets one herself, and she makes friends through it. She learns all about taking care of it,
Right.
doing her own maintenance, changing her
The first
own
episode
oil.
wasn't bad. I
The
remember
first
thinking
episode
it
wasn't
wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It just wasn't like fantastic, but it wasn't bad.
Well, and the thing with Super Cub is when it wasn't doing 3D animations, the backdrop,
it looked great.
the environments were beautifully animated, beautifully drawn. The
And
art is
Whoever the
beautiful.
company was that
I'm gonna
decided,
say,
oh, when she's on the Cub, 3D it.
The 3D
And
animation
it's-
it's so jarring, too. Like,
Yeah.
because everything around it is so good,
Right.
and it's just shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's just garbage.
The CGI definitely killed.
I
the
swear
movie.
my boy Kronk was working. He said, "All right, everyone. When she's on the Cub, 3D animation.
3D animation.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to have it 3D."
It's all coming
They
together.
came in. They came in and said, "You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
that
You're not that guy,
You're not that
pal.
guy."
You're not that guy." Okay.
All right, Jerry. What's
Okay, the only thing is there are two other shows that have kind of started back up. We actually had some comments asking if we were going to talk about these shows. I'm not ready to talk about. I've not watched them yet, but I know these two boys have tried a couple episodes.
Yep.
Oh,
We'll
I-
probably
I've seen everything that's out.
not yet.
Same.
Chase and I have not seen any of these shows yet.
Yep.
But there are two shows specifically. One is Idaten Deities in a Peaceful World. This was a show we actually were going to include in our summer 2021 anime review, where we did our first impressions. Yeah, first impressions. But it just came out just a little bit too late. We filmed that episode probably the week before the first episode came out, unfortunately. So we just didn't delay it to try to watch that show in that list. But we were really interested in it. It's animated by Mappa, and it's written by Kino Konjinsanya, something like that. However you say his name or their name, I don't know if their gender is public. But they've written series like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, also Peach Boy Riverside, one that we did watch this season, and
Ojo
JoJo, and Idaten Deities. Same author across all those series. So Mappa's animating it. I don't know the general premise, boys.
So basically, there's a world where there are gods that are summoned to the world based on the salvation that's wanted from the humans. So when there's shit happening in the world and there's a lot of humans like praying for a savior or some salvation to come to them, these godlike beings are born.
Right.
And the purpose of the godlike beings are to destroy demons that are also existing in this world. And so we follow a group of 3 young gods that the main one of the 3 has been training for 80 years to get strong and to defeat these demons on his own. And they're trained by an older Idaten deity who's been around for 800 years, which was when the last sites of demons were around. And so we're basically watching these 4 gods kind of battle the revival of the demons in this world, and just kind of watch how they handle that. The animation is fucking beautiful.
Y'all said it was produced by Mappa, right?
Mappa.
I mean, do we expect less?
No.
Like watching this animation gives me Bones vibes. Like it makes me think of like watching Mob Psycho.
I thought you were about to say boners.
Boner.
Oh, I get those too. I get those too watching this show. Boners?
I almost thought he was gonna say bone. Watching this animation gives me boners.
Well, okay, so something I will say, I think so. This is actually a seinen. I think this was ran
I think you're
in
right.
Young Animal.
Yeah.
And
Same as Berserk, right?
Same
I
as
think
Berserk.
that's the same as Berserk.
Same Berserk magazine. So there are some very like trigger warning topics and things that happen in the show, which is very interesting because when you look at the animation, it's kind of like not childish, but it's very colorful. It's very vibrant.
Kind of like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, kind of similar to Hunter x
I
Hunter,
would
but
even say, like,
Hunter x
the-
Hunter isn't really vibrant. I would say.
I would even say that, like, the character designs are almost like fucking like not Looney Tunes, but like Animaniac style. Like
Yeah,
it's
like,
cartoony.
It looks goofy.
Would you say that author actually kind of has that style across
A little
the
bit.
board?
Well, it looks like it looks like a lot like Dragon Maid's art,
Dragon Maid.
which I don't know if it's the same person that did the art.
To my understanding, they don't ever if Kukyo Shinju is like one person. Is it a group of people? I don't think they've actually detailed who this person is. They've published so many manga. They've done a lot of series. They've had multiple animes produced. But it could be 2 people. It could be 5 people. It could be 1 person. I'm not particularly sure. The research I saw was that they're just super private about what they are, who they are. Sort of like the author of Death Note.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who the author of Death Note is. The artist is public, Takeshi Obata, but the author, Sugumi Oba, doesn't show their face. We don't know who they are, what they are. We just know they wrote Death Note and Bakuman and Platinum End. But so same kind of.
Maybe he or she needs to come out so that way they can get a good ending for those series.
Damn.
Maybe if they come out, they might get a good ending.
So Kenny, David, Idaten Deities, thumbs up so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, this
Okay.
this might be the best.
So a late summer edition, thumbs up to that show as well as thumbs up to Jahy from YouTube Boys, right?
The manga, at least for me.
Okay, but you should try the anime. You
But
like the anime?
I like the anime.
Who does the anime? Same people that did Nagatoro?
I think it's like a not as popular studio that's doing
A less
it.
popular studio.
Okay, so same company as Nagatoro.
Yeah.
Oh, probably same one.
I'll put that in my head.
I mean, I do appreciate for what it like. I would say like for the source material.
Looks
I think
pretty
the animation is like what it deserves.
Okay,
I think it's
cool.
good enough.
Okay, cool. Last show that was a late edition.
Also-
Kenny's the only one to check this one out.
3 episodes down.
Original anime this time. Right?
Original anime.
The other 2 are based on mangas. I think those.
Crunchyroll
I don't
original.
think they were.
I actually don't know.
novels. I don't think either were
Oh,
light
you
novels.
done these? Yeah.
Idaten Deities and they're definitely more manga, but I can't tell. I don't remember if they were light novels to begin with, but I think they were manga. Fena,
Fena, the pirate princess, is about a girl who the opening of the first episode is her father's ship is getting attacked and she's forced to go away on a lifeboat, and then we're reintroduced to Fena. 10 years later, she'd washed up on an island, and she was sort of taken in by this company to sort of grow her up and pamper her,
Right.
to then sell her virginity.
what?
Sounds legit, bro.
Yeah,
all right.
legit, bro.
I mean, it's just, so then we're reintroduced to Fena, and she's sort of this rambunctious girl, and I love the opening sequence where 2 of her father's old men come to save her, and basically her father told her whenever she was escaping, Fena, get to Eden. And he ends up leaving this small crystal to her that is some sort of. So we're puzzled so far, and then we meet some of the other characters that are sort of bound to her. They're called the Goblin Knights, and they're super dope.
That's a lot.
The action is super cool so far in the anime. And honestly, genuinely, I am really, really enjoying this anime. Each of the characters feels distinct and interesting and a lot of fun.
Wow.
And like just the way there's a sequence in the opening episode where it pulls out of Fena's window where she's sort of captured. It's sort of like a prison window where she cannot leave. And it zooms out all the way to show this castle that she's sort of in. And it shows the two guys running on the rooftop coming to rescue her. And before we had met them, we had seen them in different places throughout that little introduction sequence, again, to Fena.
Right.
And it's super cute and it's super fun.
You heard him. Cute.
It's cute
You heard
and
him.
also really cool.
Do you know who animates it?
I don't know.
Is it like
Netflix have it though?
It's Crunchyroll original.
Oh, it's
Just
Crunchyroll.
say
original.
Crunchyroll
My bad.
Oh.
Which means
Oh, it's probably just like their in-house studio, I guess, which is the
It
same
could be.
as-
Well, no, because Mappa did got
So
high
it might be
school.
a
Work out
manga?
of high school.
I don't know. Yeah,
So it might be a manga?
I'm about to say
Could
we
be.
could look it up.
I think it's original.
No, it's
though.
this.
I think this is original writing.
Oh, like no
Yeah,
type of...
no.
This is an original
I
animation.
thought you meant Crunchyroll original.
Which,
like
for
how-
those of you unaware, lately, at least to me, original anime are more enjoyable to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because like,
I don't think I've watched an original anime that I did not like at all.
right,
I think
recently,
I've liked them all.
I feel like adaptations have struggled. They've seemed to show like the limitations of anime a lot of the times. But lately, original anime story writing, coupled with original, being able to pace, plot, and do it as a TV anime series in a core, has been really awesome for me. And I think that some great examples of that are things like Odd Taxi.
Odd
right?
Taxi.
Right.
Devil May Cry Baby.
Devil May Cry Baby. Vivi, that we also talked about.
Fluorite
that.
Eyes.
A lot of people talk about Violet Evergarden. I didn't like Violet Evergarden, but
I mean,
I think that's based off light novels, though.
oh really?
Maybe
Yeah.
it might be,
Um,
but
Yeah.
a lot of people, and obviously the one that we just talked about, Sunny Boy, started
Boy.
this season. Wonder Egg Priority, also a fully anime original. And I feel like for people like us, Chase, who are really into the manga side of things now more, being able to sit down and watch an anime original is great because there's no expectation. Like you get to go into it the same. Like when I crack open a brand new manga, that's an exciting experience, right? Mm-hmm. But then when I go to sit down to watch the anime version, if I've already read the manga, the source material is already out there, people already talk about it, they've set levels to it, they think you're gonna da-da-da-da-da. I think there's so much talk going into most of these adaptations. We set really bad expectations for ourselves, but we've been able to get into some of these juicy original animes.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I think the future of original anime is here, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so freaking here for it.
Like Great Pretender, Skate the Affinity.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Like,
Skate! I forgot about Skate. I love
like,
Skate.
I think every single originals that we've talked about,
On this
I think
show.
I don't think I like just like. I think I really liked.
Yeah, they've
all
all
of them.
been great. Yeah, we've talked about Great Pretender. We've talked about Skate. We've talked about Odd Taxi. We've talked about Wonder Egg Priority. We've talked about Vivi. These are all great ones that have come out in the last year since we started the show.
Yep.
We don't talk about Wonder Egg Priority's last episode. We don't-
I haven't even watched it yet, so I
don't watch it.
Um,
Just don't watch it.
Pretend like it ended with the last one. No, I don't know.
It's like
I didn't watch it.
The
Like,
previous one is a big cliffhanger. So.
oh,
Like the original season, people were like 9s, 10s, 8s, and then that last episode came out, people were like 3s, 4s, 5s because
how badly does an ending affect your score? Like how far can an ending take your score down from your
That's
initial
such a
score
good
before
question.
the ending?
I mean, it just
like let's look at a series high, like to say the Shonen Jump curse, where every Shonen Jump arc, the last arc is not that good.
Yeah.
For example, YuYu, Dragon Ball Z,
rough.
Naruto.
Rough.
These, from what I've heard, I don't know. Bleach, 1,000-Year War Blood Arc.
I actually really liked the arc. If I'm being
But
totally honest.
it shouldn't
But
have
the
existed
ending-
though. It shouldn't have existed.
I think that the Bleach ending, like the last chapter, is semi-interesting and kind of nice. Like kind of a cool stinger, but it
But why
doesn't-
make more? Why did they make more?
Well,
Yeah, they're trying to end it right now.
Yeah.
Like Bleach should have ended with
I will
Aizen's
say-
fight, and then it should have just jumped to that last chapter, and that would have been a perfect ending.
Good ending. That's probably right. I will say I like the Shaman King ending. You guys are going to maybe see it in the anime, but I think the original... hard stop. The first manga ending is fucking miserably terrible. It's not good at all.
The second ending.
When he came back a couple of years later and wrote 15 more chapters, I really like that ending.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy he came back and did that. That ending is much more manageable, and that's the one. If anyone's following along with the English print of Shaman King, the new brick prints from Kodansha, you're going to get the second ending. The first ending will just be glossed over, essentially. It probably won't even be published in... The first ending chapter has been essentially deleted off the face of the earth. It just doesn't exist anywhere anymore.
Dang,
Unless you
that
have...
bad?
Yeah, it's just gone. So the original ending is just gone.
I wanna see it now.
And the author...
Facts.
If you can get the original prints of the original 32 in English, that has the old ending. It does not have the reprint ending. So you can still get it, and you can find it online if you want to read the old ending. But that's what I did, is I went and read the scans of the old ending, and then went back and read the new ending. Because I wanted to see both, and yeah, the first ending was bad. But I liked Shaman King's second ending. But I think it was because the author needed 2 or 3 years to chill on it, think about it, and then come back and write it. Which, I'm happy he got the grace to do that. Not everyone gets that lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
I do think that
Promised Neverland, not that lucky.
Haikyuu actually.
Not that
Demon
guy.
Slayer.
I think Haikyuu got to run to the entirety of its story and then just finish.
It doesn't Ice Shield it?
It doesn't ice shield nothing. Yeah, it just.
Oh, wow.
The final arc is like it is a time skip, but
Right.
it's sort of like it just leaves some room for future growth. It's almost like a epilogue arc,
Right.
and it's really good.
So one thing to know about sports anime, right,
Yep.
is that they set up a conclusion pretty much in episode 1.
Yeah.
Almost every sports anime is
went
like,
to get to.
this is the thing we have to do.
Yep.
And Ice Shield, I always quote it, for some reason, no, we know why, it was too popular.
It was too popular.
Ice Shield got through that thing,
Yep.
and then it just kept going.
Yep.
They just kept playing football.
They were like,
They
actually,
just kept playing football.
there's about to be an international
Super tournament, yeah. So it really teetered off, and it eventually got the rumors that it actually eventually got told, hey, and it did it to itself. It was at the peak of its popularity. It ran into its finish line. And instead of just ending it there, they said, no, you're too popular. Keep going, keep going. And then instead of ending it there, they ran themselves over the cliff and into cancellation, which is so rough. I mean, that's just such a rough place to be in. I feel like Dragon Ball Z kind of does that to itself. I mean, when you say Cell is the perfect ending to Dragon Ball Z.
Cell is the perfect ending, especially when it's wrapping up the story of Goku essentially passing the torch to the new savior of Earth.
Cell is the perfect
That,
ending.
I mean, it sets up everything
And
for
then-
Gohan. And then the Majin Buu arc fumbles all of it.
Shueisha kept pumping the
Well,
gas
Shueisha
up.
said, yo, Goku was the face of Dragon Ball Z.
money,
Now
money,
it's too
go,
late for that
go,
Gohan
go,
story.
go.
I mean, fuck, look at Dragon Ball fucking GT, okay?
What's that?
That's
I
not
never
real.
heard that.
I'm sorry, what?
You know
What's that?
whenever Trunks and Pan are the main characters?
What's that?
Welcome to the Grand Tour.
Wait, there's still kids in the version I'm watching. Oh, it's Dragon Ball Super, that's why.
Oh, listeners, you sound like Dragon Ball
yeah.
Super.
Dragon Ball
yeah.
Super.
Dragon Ball.
When they're both still kids.
Okay, boys, so.
Wait, but
But the ending question, that's the question.
How badly can an ending affect your score? And what is the furthest your score has went down from a bad ending?
For me, I feel like an ending is like the most important part to a story. Because like, no matter how well everything is up to like the very end, if there's lots of unanswered questions, if there are like random character choices, like I can think of a couple stories where in the last couple chapters, there's all of a sudden all of these new plot points that are created, all these new characters that are introduced, and all these character decisions that are being made that don't make any sense for those characters.
Like Sasuke wanted to be Hokage.
Yeah, why the fuck does Sasuke want to be Hokage?
I want to destroy the Elite Village. As soon as he destroys Kage, I want to be Hokage.
I was thinking specifically
I hate
of Naruto Shippuden and
I hate
Attack on
Naruto's
Titan.
ending.
Those are the two that come to mind.
I haven't read Titan's ending.
I won't say anything specific.
Press the brakes.
But
Oh, you talking about that ending for AOT? Wait, the last
The
chapter
manga
or the
ending,
last
yeah.
arc?
the
Like,
last
season
arc,
4 part 2?
The last arc.
The season 4 part 2 is
Yeah. So for me,
I'm worried.
and also I think personally, an ending kind of speaks a lot to the author's ability to write, because if you're able to completely conclude a lot of the important questions that you have created in your story in the end, then you're a great writer. Araki is a great example, in my opinion, of.
David just gave the gold medal for writing it.
I
He said, sir, if you're able to wrap it up, gold medal, baby.
Gold medal.
I mean, it's kind of facts.
Yeah,
Gold
I
medal.
know.
I mean,
I like it.
I mean,
No, that was a big statement, David.
I think that's.
I think you're right, because I don't even think that's just in nature to. That's not even a manga.
That's not a manga.
That's like
not exclusive
films,
manga. It's like everything.
Novels. They all have an
Anything
ending
as a
issue.
series.
Yeah, anything that has endings is an issue across
multiple entertainment mediums, to be honest.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, there's one famous one that
Talking about
was.
Star Wars Episode 9?
No, I'm talking about that one that got fucked up on TV, Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's a great example. Like, no matter how great the beginning, the ride is in a story, if the ending sucks, that's all you're going to be like.
You have
remembered for.
two. I feel like there's two divergent American television shows that have that both were massively popular.
Ooh.
If you look at Breaking Bad
Yes.
versus Game of Thrones,
Yes.
right?
Breaking Bad has a bad ending?
No,
Great
Breaking Bad is the
Oh,
it is the opposite
amazing.
side.
I was gonna say, I've never heard that
a show
thing.
with a massive fan base, massive popularity, great
People
rising
love
action,
the ending.
right? And then it has a fantastic conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay, Breaking Bad, great show, right? Game of Thrones, also a great show, but
Great show before it ended.
For first
it
4
presses that
seasons?
fucking swerve and breaks into the fucking wall at the end.
Well, I
and
don't,
all
even,
of a
I
sudden,
don't even think it breaks. It just
all of a sudden, a
slowly
show
crashes.
that was massively popular, massively untainted for so long, suddenly became a laughing stock. People were getting rid of their merchandise.
Yep.
You know, they have
Yep.
completely lost faith in this TV show that they were so invested
That
in.
happened in the Funko community, didn't it?
Yeah, literally, Funko Pop people were mass selling their collections of pops of Game of Thrones. But I think that's a great analogy to manga because we see the same thing happen across manga, across anime. I mean, I can give you one example of a great anime ending right now that we've just all talked about.
Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi.
Odd Taxi.
Oh, I thought you
got
about to
it.
say Nagatoro season
No,
1.
Kenny.
Odd Taxi.
Oh, yeah, that's a goated ending right there. That's
Thank you.
a goated
Thank
ending.
you.
Come
Thank
on.
you.
Come on, the art president?
Come on, bro.
I feel disrespected right now.
Jerry said, what?
So I want to answer this question though. How much does an ending make or break a show, right? I'm going to use two examples. The Promised Neverland, anime only,
Oh, God.
versus Odd Taxi, right? Odd Taxi is it's a contained story, it's its own story, right? Promised Neverland, also a contained story now. It's beginning to end. It made it to the end of the manga. Just in a very troubling way, right?
Yeah.
Odd Taxi understood what it was doing. It filled in its holes. It answered its questions. And it satisfied viewers with exactly what we were wanting for a show that was filled with mystery. Promised Neverland, also a show filled with mystery. It had ass pulls, massive pacing issues, characters acting out of step. They didn't know what they were doing. Their motivations got twisted. And the final conclusion is a slideshow.
Specifically season 2. Season 1's goated, but season 2.
Right. That series was so bad. The second half of Promised Neverland, season 2, was so bad that I've just chosen to forget it exists. I mean, it was so bad. And I can love season 1 all I want, but as a contained story, Promised Neverland, to me, is barely a 5 out of 10. It's honestly like a 4 out of 10.
One of the biggest disappointments of this decade?
For me, because
For me,
season
yeah.
1 is just so strong.
Yeah.
As a contained story, season 1 was so strong, like an 8.5 to me, like an 8.5. I love
Season one?
I love season 1 of Promised Neverland.
I
Yeah.
give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Damn, Chase.
Season
I
1
I
is
think
perfect.
It's goated. It's goated.
I think
I
for
get
me,
it.
I
Season
gave it
1,
like
from
9.
episode 1, I've never seen a series where I'm like, I gotta watch the
And
rest.
it's so bad.
I've never done that.
It's
Yeah.
so bad that season 2 was such a hodgepodge of mistakes, you know? It was doing things that were so out of line. It was adjusting character motivations. It was introducing characters that weren't in the manga in order to quickly move through pacing issues. It was failing to understand the characterizations we had set up. It wanted us to just get from point A to point B, and it didn't care how we got there. And point B wasn't even that satisfying. It was already lampooned when it debuted in the manga. The manga community was already upset about the ending. So the anime had the opportunity to adjust, and instead of adjusting, it just fumbled the whole opportunity they had.
We
So
essentially fast traveled to the anime.
Yeah,
Instead of actually
yeah.
exploring to the map, they gave us the fast travel map.
Right.
We just, they
Right.
did that.
They gave us the mod
So-
keys, we entered the mod, and then we just went to
I
straight to
think
the
that
end.
it does. I think it 100% make or breaks a show, because a show that was going to be probably one of my top series, I don't even like to put it in there anymore. And I think for me, it has broken that. While a series like Odd Taxi, I feel super committed to. You know, it was a wonderful experience. It's a wonderful season. I know I'm using something that's a recent example. I want to make sure the viewers know something that's recent or something we've already talked about.
Yeah.
Because there are other great shows like that. Because
course.
there is
Gurren Lagann.
one example of a maybe bad ending that I give a little bit of grace to.
Oh, God.
Which one?
And that's Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
I give it a little bit of grace. It's not the worst ending.
The ending itself is not
Right.
bad. The arc
Right.
that contains that
The conclusive
ending is
arc,
not good.
and there's a great, in that arc, Takashi's admitted he got bored, he literally bonked Yusuke on the head and just literally Yusuke woke up and the arc was over.
Traveled the arc.
He literally gave up on it, which is a very weird choice. The anime just ran with it and did the same thing, and that's okay to me because I think the overall adventure of Yu Yu Hakusho, the story, the writing, the characterizations, it never gets too far from what it started as. Do you know what I mean? Like
Each season is like a tournament arc.
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't go too
It
far.
never. Yusuke didn't suddenly become someone he wasn't. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Like,
he did. He
was
became a demon. He was never a demon before that arc.
Wait,
He was
But,
never.
but his characterization, whether he became a demon or not, I mean,
Yusuke was always a
he was
demon.
always a
That's
demon.
where he drew his power.
yeah.
But we never knew that until that arc.
The only there's little inklings, but you're right. It was not. There were little
I don't
inklings.
believe that.
I mean, you gotta admit, when they first turned him into the spirit detective, they acknowledged, why does he have so much spirit energy?
Yeah.
There were always mishappenings.
Why
that
can
were-
why can Rayleigh stop
I guess my-
Kizaru's light?
I guess my
Why
thing
can
is,
Buggy
my thing is
fly?
with each MC,
No,
they
no.
always have some type of hidden talent, and that's what make them the MC.
right?
Yeah.
Like
So it was
Goku-
believable, right? It was believable that he had that because he was the main character.
Well, my thing, I think it's more of his actual spirit itself was
Right.
like his will was strong.
That's what we believe.
Rather
early.
like Luffy, like
Right.
his will, like
Yeah.
Luffy's will, especially with the fight against Katakuri, we saw that Luffy's will can even overcome strength.
I think
itself.
I believe the literature term for it is
butt pull.
No, it's not butt pool. It's there's a literature term for this, but it's essentially where someone writes something new and tries to squeeze it into a predetermined piece of their story.
Predetermined role.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
like
then
you know,
I feel like if
they
you-
wait,
wait, wait.
X,
So-
and then later down the line they're like, oh my gosh,
Wait, can we
retcon.
say
Retcon.
retcon?
That's the word I was
Oh,
looking
I'm
for.
about to ask, I was
No,
about to
no.
ask, like season 4,
What?
part 2 of Attack on Titan.
Kenny,
Kinda like
only
season,
David.
yeah, that's
But yeah, so there are two
yeah,
different
exactly.
types of storytelling, right? There's foreshadowing.
exactly what
There's
it is.
there's foreshadowing.
And then there's buffet.
Foreshadowing means that the author pre-prepared for something to happen later, and they are leaving hints for you as the reader to get. And so that when you get the reveal, you're actually able to go, oh shit, he set this up, right? And then there's a retcon, where the author decides way later down the line that they want to do something, and they have to squeeze it in to the things they've already layered in, right? So they're like, oh, I'm going to squeeze
But
this
I
little
thought
thing in
retcon
there.
was something like where it cancels out something else.
Okay, maybe retcon's not the right word.
Because like it's like how with the
Retcon is like
It's like the
it
Patara
reworks
earrings.
something to fit what you're trying to do.
Yeah, yeah.
oh okay
Okay,
because like
yeah.
the Patara earrings like in Dragon Ball Z, once you fuse you don't go back.
Right.
But in Dragon Ball Super, that rule is actually only for the cons.
That's an example of retcon.
What the F?
Right, that's
I'm like,
no,
oh,
that's
it's
a
really just
retcon.
30 minutes for you guys.
That is a retcon.
I
yeah.
hate that
So same
retcon.
thing here. It's like Yusuke always had this immense spirit energy. We believed it'd just be this thing. Then later they're like, oh no, it was actually because he was a demon. You know. So it was like it's kind of something that was like never really but it didn't ruin Yu Yu Hakusho for me. It's still something that I really love.
Especially
The whole
since
rest
it
of
was
it, and like I said, I think despite some of those retcons, the characters still acted in the way that they were defined. You know, if
I feel like it changed.
Tagashi,
though, especially in those last arcs.
well, there's a difference between like character growth and characterization. You know what I mean?
Character growth is like how that character grows.
Right. You can have a
in the
character.
situation.
You can have a character that's a little immature at the beginning and slowly matures over the course
and
of the
learns
story.
from his mistakes.
Right,
and things like
and
that.
is able to adjust to
Yeah.
that. Characterization often refers to the way that someone might interact, someone might speak,
You don't
vocalize.
think so? I
Someone,
think the demon thing kind of changed him. Because he was like, I gotta find out. I want to know who my father is now. The whole arc.
Okay,
Before, I don't
I
care
would
about
agree.
My father. F my
I
father.
would agree, but then after becoming this like
He becomes
demon,
all depressed and stuff.
becoming
like
this like demon god or whatever, he like walks into the other demons' houses. And he throws some marbles on a table, and he's like, "We're just gonna have a big tournament arc." And that,
Come
and
on,
that,
he was never like that. His
but
thing
that's-
was he always did something because he had to.
That's
because it was his
in-depth for
responsibility.
Yusuke.
Literally, last
No.
arc was not his responsibility.
that's
Literally, everything about Yu Yu Hakusho, it was because
wait.
it was his
Rephrase that. Rephrase that.
And Yu Yu Hakusho,
Where do you feel like
in Yu Yu Hakusho, Yusuke
because
was a
of-
reactive character because a lot of these situations he wasn't doing it. Well, obviously he was doing it because it was his job, but he was doing it because it was his duty. The last arc really wasn't his duty. It wasn't his job. It was his duty. Okay, it was his duty because Koenma was like, "Yo," because first when he's brought it back in the first arc.
Well, in the very first arc,
he's a spirit detective.
he
And Koenma-
legitimately has to do that.
Yeah. Then the second arc, they was like, "Yo," like the second arc was Tagoro came through. He's like, "Yo, you either fight me or I kill all these people. Like, I kill all the people you love." He's reacting to that.
Okay.
Right? So he has to do that.
Okay.
Third arc, Sensui comes down. They was like, yo, Yusuke, you gotta take care of this old spirit detective that we never took care of. Okay. Fourth arc, he's like, I'm gonna go figure out what my father's doing and go to the demon world. That was all his choice.
No, it's because
all of season 1, 2, and 3, he's a reactive character.
But it was still reactive.
he reacted to
it
the
was still
possession.
reactive.
No, because it was his choice. It was always his choice. He could have stayed on Earth, but he was unhappy with himself. This is the one emotional arc where he's like, I don't feel whole. Let me go meet my father.
No, I still think that last arc is
because
reactive.
I think because of
he
the
reacts.
possession.
Yeah, I think that overall
The guy possesses
he
him.
acknowledges,
and then-
Hey, I've got this demon inside of me. I have to react to it, or I have to acknowledge it because something's going on in the demon world. And not just that, but if you remember, there was at the end of the Black chapter arc, right? There's the break in the Mazinkai barrier, right? That causes S-rank demons to begin flooding into the world. And so Yusuke has to, in reaction to that, has to go into the demon world to understand the politics of the demon world and manage that political situation. Or else the demons are going to run wild.
So where's Koenma's father throughout this whole thing? Now, that was a question.
Whoa, that's hey, we don't ask those kind of questions. We don't ask those questions.
Because Enma is the Japanese term
I get
for
what you're saying
the
is
person
that
who sends people to God.
in that last arc, Yusuke certainly has some introspection that I think Togashi was trying to work towards. You know what I mean? It was like he wanted Yusuke to become a little bit more aware, a little bit more. You see that in the way that he acts, in the way he interacts with people in the final arc. He wanted Yusuke to become a little bit more of an introspective. It's kind of like it actually is a very similar evolution to Gon in Hunter.
But I feel like the events that happened in season 4 is because of Yusuke's own doing.
Yeah.
Like literally, he didn't have to have a tournament.
No.
He didn't have to. He chose to.
He chose that because, and this is where I said that the characterizations are really solid. He chose that because for him,
that's all he
knows. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was his political
He only
response.
been doing it for 2 years.
That was his political
That's all he
response.
knows.
That was Yusuke's political response when placed into this intense political situation. You know, because when they introduced what was his name, Mukuro and the other demon king,
Hiei's mentor, Kurama's mentor,
right? The two other demon kings, they wanted to handle things through war. I mean, they were going to have an all-out fucking war.
That would've been fine.
They were going to just do it their way, and Yusuke was introduced into the situation and had to react to it, and he reacted to it in the only way he knew how. And we are lucky that the demons were like, we love tournaments around here, and we know they do. They have the demon tournament arc every year, or not arc. The demon tournament is a demon invention, so they loved that suggestion, and it worked for the circumstance. And it reminds us that at its core, Yusuke is still the same character. You know, he's still characterized the same, and that's where Togashi's writing works for him. But Togashi gave up. I mean, I think he had a big plan for Yusuke to really grow to become this but then he just said bonk and he just let it happen.
Yeah, that's cool.
You were cool with that?
I mean, now that you bring that up, I kind of feel like that's what Type Kubo's take was kind of on Yu Yu Hakusho. Because I always say Ichigo is like Yusuke Jr. Essentially. Right. Essentially, there's so many parallels. Yeah, there's so many parallels between Yu Yu Hakusho, or at least Yusuke in the role of being a spirit detective, and Ichigo being a soul reaper. So,
right. Oh, and also
now that you
Quincy
say that,
and a full brain and what was it?
I think it's a hollow too.
Also a hollow.
But also, when you
Ichigo's in everything.
When you bring up that they was essentially going to do a war. Now that I see that Bleach has that last arc, which is a war. Maybe that's Tite Kubo's doing what he thought. What he would have actually liked Yu Yu Hakusho to go.
Maybe.
Wow. Okay.
Come on, bro.
So, but on the can you have anything to add to the endings question? Is it make or break?
I like endings.
Is there ending? What? I like endings. I guess what I'm saying is there are examples where an ending sucks, and I can still like it. There are examples where it sucks and it breaks the series.
Ending or last one.
And there are examples where what?
As in, I think that
if an ending is really terrible, it can really ruin an anime for me.
Okay.
But how bad does it have to be? What's the ending that you seen that was like, yo, this is really good?
Yeah, where are some anime examples that you saw and you were like,
or manga?
I don't even know. I feel consistent. If it was bad, it usually ended bad. If it was good, it usually ended good.
Damn, Kitty.
So what about Dragon Ball Z then?
I like Dragon Ball Z.
Look at him. Look at Kitty.
Fuck, I like Majin Buu, baby.
Kitty don't care.
I liked whatever Trunks.
Here's what I've learned here. Kitty just likes anime.
I liked whenever Trunks and Pam were flying around fighting the damn Tuffles. Okay.
That's GT.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to the Grand Tour.
Grand Tour.
Wait, so Kim, when you first read the ending to Promised Neverland, what was your reaction?
I actually really liked it. I gotta be
Yeah.
honest.
You know what? I gotta say, my wife liked it too.
I was totally
Really? She
fine
read it
with
all?
She liked it, yeah.
What did she read it all?
She snuck it in there somewhere. All 20 volumes.
Talking about when did she read it? Oh, she stuck it in there.
She
She
snuck
stuck
it
it
in
in there somewhere.
She just-
She make it seem like it's like dust under the rug or something.
never-
Oh, she stuck it in
Waifu,
there.
waifu
We don't
reads
even own
40
it.
manga
She destroyed
in
it.
an
She
hour.
destroyed that series, guys. I was.
She said, manga? No.
Yeah, it was like right when we were watching the anime last season. Or
Oh,
two
so she
seasons.
did it like right.
Yeah, like
then.
as we were watching it, she changed her mind. She was like, I want to read the whole thing. So she sat down and read it all and just was like, oh, sweet, this was good. And then she was like, I hate the anime. So, yeah. I know, it was something. Okay. Round robin.
Round robin.
Yep.
Is there any news that we missed? Because I feel we haven't talked about news in a while.
We can talk about news.
We haven't talked about this.
Popcorn style.
Just
That's
like,
what I mean.
yeah.
I don't
Like,
think
I've
so.
never heard that.
We
You
can
never
talk
heard
about
that?
more news later.
No.
I can't think anything.
I want to squeeze a little bit of news in because I think there's at least one thing we mentioned here on the podcast,
Then let's just talk about it.
and my good buddy Kenny hasn't had an opportunity to tell everyone about it.
What do you mean, bro?
He's already said.
What are you saying?
He already did the mention earlier.
When he mentioned it.
Vampire Night?
He mentioned it.
I
He
did.
mentioned it earlier.
No, I'm talking about a real series. I'm talking about a real anime announcement.
What are you talking about?
Wow, you're saying Vampire Night's not a real
There
anime?
was an anime announcement that happened. It got a teaser trailer.
What, Blue Lock?
Yeah, we haven't
We
talked
talked about
about
that last week.
No, we talked about it before the trailer had dropped.
No, we talked about it last week, too.
Did you like? Wait, with Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did actually.
Not enough though. Did you?
I mean, we sprinkled it in there. We didn't.
yeah.
We didn't expand upon it, but
I just said I was totally confirmed. Yeah, like Blue Lock is coming.
he was
do
hyped.
you like the trailer?
Do you want to know actually something that's hilarious?
Did you like the trailer?
Yeah, I did. Do you want to hear something
Yeah,
totally,
I do.
absolutely
This
hilarious?
guy just likes anime.
Do you want to hear something totally, absolutely hilarious?
Please, yes.
So this tiny wall scroll that we have behind us is the only thing that we could find to put right there. Otherwise, it would be black, like pure white. And it's a wall scroll for the anime The Irregular at Magic High School, and it's for season 3. The same animation studio that does The Irregular at Magic High School is doing Blue Lock.
God damn it! I knew he was gonna.
Wait,
say
is that a good thing? Is the
I
animation?
liked it.
I think in the trailer the animation.
You
looks
like
really good.
everything.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Blue Lock trailer?
I did.
Looked great. See it. I think the animation looks
The
good.
animation looks
Is that
good.
the one that's in Shonen Jump?
No,
No, that's shown in online.
One of its competitors.
It's the same one.
It's
That's,
Or maybe I'm
in
thinking of
weekly.
Period.
it's what?
Weekly shonen?
It's with To Your Eternity.
Yeah, it runs with
and
like To Your Eternity
Yeah.
and
Like Fire Force.
Fire Force.
Jigoku Raku was Hell's Paradise.
Fire Force is in that.
Yeah, Fire Force was. Fire Force.
Girlfriend's in it.
Girlfriend runs in.
To
I'm
Your
scared we're
Eternity.
mixing two magazines together.
No, that.
I feel like
that's
they're
a magazine.
I swear. No,
There's
we're
a
not.
weekly Shonen
Why,
Sunday.
why would Hell's Paradise
I'm
be in the
a
same
lawyer.
magazine?
No,
as
Hell's
Fire
Paradise.
Force?
They're not.
No.
Hell's Paradise is a Shueisha property.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Hell's Paradise ran on Shonen Jump Plus.
It's on the Shonen. Well, it's
Yeah.
on Shonen Jump.
Jigoku Raku ran on Shonen Jump Plus.
Are you sure?
Yes, and then.
Get in the comments if he's wrong.
Oh my god.
Look, Weekly Shonen Magazine features Blue Lock, Eden Zero, Fire Force, Girlfriend, Rent a Girlfriend,
See if it's Hell's Paradise.
To Your Eternity, Tokyo Revengers.
Hell's Paradise is mature though.
Hell's Paradise.
Okay, we got everything right except for Hell's Paradise.
Wait, how was Hell's Paradise in there?
Wait, it's not running right now though. So look-
It's not running right now. So this
Previously
is
ran.
currently running.
Just look up Hell's Paradise.
Yeah, look up it.
Just look up.
It's
Hell's
not gonna be on the list. It's not gonna be on the list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we have to-
gotta-
we
Hell's
have
Paradise
to
Shonen
confirm.
Jump Plus, I think.
You gotta look it up.
I am surprised. I forgot that Girlfriend.
Oh, it was
Blue
Shonen
Lock,
Jump Plus.
To Your Eternity.
So it was not in that.
I forgot that Girlfriend Shonen or
Yeah, I listed all those.
is Komi on that?
No.
No.
What's Komi's magazine?
Kaguya-sama is on it.
No, Kaguya-sama's a different one.
No, Kaguya-sama didn't.
So is Komi and Kaguya
Kaguya
not
is also
both
Shueisha.
Shueisha?
Really?
No, Kaguya is Shueisha too.
So oh, wait,
Komi's
so,
not. Kaguya is Shueisha.
but Viz was able to get. a
Komi
handle
is
of-
in Weekly Shonen Sunday,
That's the other one I was thinking of. What else runs in there?
which has, I think that has.
I thought that had Eden Zero. I don't know how I got that
No.
mixed up.
This has a.
You mean Goten Zero?
Case Closed, Detective Conan,
Oh,
Flying
God.
to the Moon.
Tony
Komi Can Communicate.
This is the other big
Major
shonen magazine.
Second, Sleeping
Yeah.
Princess in the
Major.
Castle.
Mhm.
I don't see Kaguya-sama.
Kaguya is a seinen manga that runs in a Shueisha
Oh.
property. Yeah. It's Shonen Jump. Chase and I have been having this argument lately. It's not even an argument. In
It runs in
Japan,
Weekly Young Jump.
yes, which is in
Yeah,
Japan,
which is Shueisha.
Kaguya-sama Love is War runs in Shueisha's seinen manga magazine. It runs alongside series like Golden Kamui, which is a very odd placement for Kaguya-sama. And Viz Media.
Gaunt's E's in there.
Yeah, Gaunt, original Gaunts ran there too. Gaunt, Golden Kamuy, and Kaguya-sama all run in the same magazine in Japan. So that means it's categorized as a seinen series. But America and Chase agreed that the series does not belong in a seinen magazine.
It does not.
So when Viz Media published it here in the U.S., they actually moved it over to the Shonen Jump imprint, which is very unheard of. I could not find another example of America repositioning a series from seinen into the Shonen Jump imprint, especially because they almost have, to my understanding, only series that have run in one of these Shonen Jump magazines, whether it be weekly or monthly, are the ones that get put under the Shonen Jump imprint here in the U.S. Yeah. That's my understanding of it. So it's really out of touch, it's just out of character for Viz to move a seinen manga from Shueisha's seinen magazine and make it a Shonen Jump printed series.
That's because Viz knew what's up, bro. Like,
yeah, but
Viz knew.
Chase
is Shonen.
Chase and Chase and America and Viz agreed that while the series is a seinen series, because the magazine it was running in, that it could be more well suited for young men. So they moved it over to the Shonen imprint in the U.S. Very unique circumstance. I could not find any other circumstance where the U.S. adjusted the demographic information like that. So
I think because
they did that for Yuna and Hot Springs.
Well, that's different because that's a good example, but that's a little bit different only because Yuna is a Shueisha property that ran in Weekly Shonen Jump, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But Viz chose not to publish it in the United States.
Right.
So they just dropped it.
Content.
Maybe. I mean, they published To Love Ru, which was also...
Are there titties in To Love Ru?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So, yeah. So, Viz has published some of the more dicey Shonen Jump series in their Shonen Jump imprint in the U.S. But, David has a great example. Yuna, they just decided not to take it. So they put the license out into the air in 7 Seas.
7 Seas?
7 Seas chose to grab that one and bring it over to the United States.
7 Seas
goes.
So occasionally, while Viz
Seas.
does have essentially an exclusive relationship with Shueisha, I don't really know the intricacies of the relationship, but they seem to have a pretty exclusive relationship where they get, my assumption is, first dibs on any Shueisha property, and they can bring them over to the U.S. But there are some examples, and vice versa. Kodansha, obviously, is a Japanese publishing company and an American publishing company. Yeah. In Japan, they publish
Tokyo Revengers.
And all of the series you listed earlier.
Attack on
To Your Eternity.
Yeah, To Your Eternity.
To Your Eternity. Girlfriend.
Quintessential
All of those are Kodansha.
Blue Lock.
That magazine that he was listing earlier, that's a
It's all
Kodansha
Kodansha.
magazine.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese Kodansha magazine. So Kodansha US gets first dibs on all those properties.
Yeah.
Which is a really interesting circumstance.
Yeah, Rent a Girlfriend, We're Tell Your...
Yeah, those all ran in the Japanese shonen. What was it called? Weekly Shonen or
Shonen Sundays or something?
Weekly Shonen Sun... No, Weekly Young Shonen.
Something like that. Weekly something. It was another Weekly Shonen magazine, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, it's
Weekly
Shonen
Shonen
called Weekly Shonen
That is
magazine.
Kodansha's imprint in Japan. I know we're getting into the weeds, but I know sometimes our listeners like to hear when I encyclopedia out on people. But,
Jerry's
It's
done that.
educational.
Get in the comments.
No, I've had some good feedback, but yes, this is all off the dome. So if I mishapped anything, please correct me in the comments so that Kenny can be happy.
No, Jerry.
We got a fact check.
somebody wrote.
Fact check.
No. And they did get me tonight. All those series were running at the same time, except for Hell's Paradise. That was the only one that wasn't. So they did get me because I thought those were in 2 separate magazines. Whatever.
Yep.
What, boys?
Was there what were we popcorning off of? Just
Anime
I was going to say if
news.
there are other anime news. Yeah, I want to talk about the Blue Lock anime announcement, obviously. Were there other anime news points that we missed? I feel like we
I think
pretty
there was,
caught up. Because we talked about JoJo Land.
Yeah.
Oh,
We talked about Blue Lock.
there was
we already
an
talked about it
extended
all the
trailer that they released for Komi Can't Communicate.
Komi Can't Communicate as an extended trailer. I haven't
I
seen
haven't
it yet.
seen it, but I know Comics Can't Communicate. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be
Fall is going to be a crazy fun season, I think. We've got Komi coming out.
Fall's gonna be so.
That's all
We've
we
got.
need.
Let's just talk about it. Komi,
That's all we need.
Mushoku Tensei Season 1 Part 2.
Okay.
World's End Harem.
Oh!
Platinum.
Oh!
He said nasty man to me.
Whoa, my alert went off.
We've got Blue Period,
Yes. I'm
Coming-
so excited for Blue Period.
We've
Jason's
got,
stand is named Nasty.
I think
Man.
Comey and Blue Period are two that I'm super excited
Alone,
for.
yeah.
Those are
Kobe
two
and
that-
World's End Harem, baby. Yes, sir.
Demon Slayer season 2.
Demon Slayer's coming back.
Okay, let's end the podcast.
No, sit down,
See,
sit
we ended
down.
on such a high note. You said that, didn't you?
You could,
But-
but you could call it D-Mid Slayer.
Demon Slayers?
Especially since it potentially might be adapting the movie, which I did want to bring up to y'all. How do y'all
that's
feel,
new.
how do y'all feel about Shonen Jump movies? I mean, well, Shonen Jump properties essentially having a movie, but then adapting it into the series.
Right. So, only a little bit of background. Boruto had a movie,
Yep.
put the episodes into the series.
Yep.
Dragon Ball Super had 2 movies, put the episodes into the series.
No, not Resurrection of F.
Yes, it did.
it was.
Did it?
It was in the series.
I thought they skipped that one.
Oh, Kenny, they did a buff.
Please don't know.
Yeah,
Kenny,
you can skip like the first 26 episodes of Dragon Ball Super
think-
if you've seen the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the first big chunk because they literally did, and they extended them too. Like they added.
I mean,
content.
but I think that it works.
Yeah.
Resurrection F as a arc works better than a movie because when you first watch Resurrection F,
Yeah.
okay, from the previous movie we know, okay, he gets Super Saiyan God from this.
right.
Yeah.
We learn about Super Saiyan God, we know what it is, then he gets it, right?
Right.
So in Resurrection F, literally, Frieza's like, get to your fullest power. Okay, boom, my hair's blue now. We're like, what the F? When did this happen? In the movie, I mean, when I was watching the movie, I was like, yo, I'm hyped. But when I go back to it, I'm like, dog, where did the blue hair come from? I'm like, when did they train? I mean, obviously they do a little bit at the beginning of the movie. Oh, wait, ever since we've been training with you, I'm like, I'm thinking, oh, they probably mastered Super Saiyan God. Vegeta can't even go Super Saiyan God in the movie, or it's not even confirmed he could go. I mean, obviously it's confirmed in the Broly movie, but we just see them both go Super Saiyan Blue. So it's like, what the F? And when did you both attain that power at the same time?
Right. Whew. It is a lot.
Yeah, I don't
Damn.
know.
It works better as a arc, but Dragon Ball Super's arcs aren't good.
Oh yeah.
Dragon
So-
Ball not good.
Don't they like get beat by someone named
So-
Granola or something?
Yeah, granola. I think they.
Oh,
I think
don't
they
you
get
mean?
deep
Don't
for,
and
like
do you mean?
kale or
And
something?
then spoilers for Dragon Ball Super manga. We have Ultra Instinct for Goku. Vegeta, Ultra Ego.
Ultra ego.
Whoa,
Ultra ego.
Ultra Ego?
If
Ultra
Kakarot
Ego?
has Ultra Instinct, I
Ultra
have
Ego?
Ultra Ego.
Why wouldn't Vegeta just use the Hakai?
Well, that's the thing. Well, so right
He's
now,
not a god, I don't think.
everybody's assuming that it's God of Destruction. But honestly, let's be real. When Toppo turned into the God of Destruction form, did his eyebrows go away? Like, what is it so significant to where he gets super thick, like eyebrow, like area,
Yeah.
but no eyebrows, like he's
It's like
going
Super Saiyan 3.
Super
Yeah.
Saiyan 3.
So that my thing is like, and then people are assuming that it's purple. Because of the shading and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know there's fan coloring and stuff like that. But it hasn't been confirmed it's purple.
Toyotar hasn't colored it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting. Okay. So, on that note, D-Mid Slayer is supposedly pulling in the Mugen Train film as its first couple episodes of the season.
Why?
So it's going to waste
What
4 to
is with
6
Shonen Jump doing
episodes
this?
on readapting the Mugen Train
Wait,
arc.
is it a readapt or is it just gonna be a cut?
I don't know. I
Basically,
don't,
it's like how Dragon Ball Super did Battle of Gods.
yeah.
But let's put it into the anime form.
Right.
So it kind of extended a little bit on
Yeah.
some parts, drag a few parts.
Right.
They'll,
Which I said it
create,
might work better
endings and
as a.
beginnings.
Yeah, it might work better as.
I'm
art.
curious. I'm curious what hit the cutting room floor for the movie. If I've not read the manga version of Demon Slayer yet, but I'm curious what from the manga got cut out of the film.
I don't think.
And if
I
so,
don't think anything got cut from them.
you think it was word for word?
I think it was
just
maybe
don't
not word for word, but
Word
it was
for word,
like
bar for bar.
Word for
it
word,
was
bar for bar?
an accurate adaptation.
Because it's a pretty.
Because I read the Demon Slayer arc in the manga, and everything that's on the movie, I remember.
I think we're gonna have to pull the book out.
and
We're
just
gonna
do
have to turn the
side-by-side
shelf. and
comparison.
just-
Let's just do a live reading right now.
No.
Oh.
Okay, but yeah, for those of you listening, I'm curious what your thoughts are about that as well. I think that we could give. I think the major thing that, and you kind of heard us talk about it now, is sometimes it feels like a waste. Sometimes it feels like it works. I don't know what to expect out of the Demon Slayer one. It could work. It could work.
One positive I'll share is just for whatever reason, if you were a person that wasn't able to see the movie for whatever reason,
It's on Funimation. There's no excuse.
there are-
It's on Funimation. There's no excuse.
if you have $0 in your bank account and
You
you,
better go-
don't want to pirate, you want to be a pure human.
You better go
know,
mow some lawns right now. Go
better
mow
go mow
your neighbor's
lawns.
and you
lawn
live
right
in the
now.
desert, but you have a TV that works for somehow, and you really want to see
David
movies
digging
and
his
you
hole.
can't, then this gives you the opportunity to see it. Right?
Yes. At the very least, you're right. If for some reason you skip the film, this is gonna sound crazy, guys.
There's no
I have
excuse
to, I
for
have
you
to
to
admit
skip that
something.
film.
You can't have. You
I have
can't
to
skip
admit
the-
something.
You like this. You like it.
I've never seen Battle of the Gods or Resurrection F.
Okay.
I've never seen the movie.
Guys, that was-
sit down. I
was a-
only saw the show arcs.
Why?
I haven't seen it either. You haven't seen any of Super, have you?
But
Yeah.
you're like a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I've only seen like
He's like- he
I've only
likes- he
seen
likes
Dragon
Super
Ball.
I
Saiyan.
missed
through
both
Z.
movies. I didn't watch either movie. I only watched them in the TV show version.
So you just saw super bad animation.
Yeah, I only watched the anime episodes.
Oh, I remember those memes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I only watched.
It was real life.
I only watched the anime episodes, so I watched Dragon Ball Super beginning to end. You know, even the first arcs where they covered the two movies, I never went back and watched them in film form. So I only watched them.
See,
in
I
arc
watched
form.
them in film. Like I have
And
them
then
both on
watched the
Blu-ray.
anime one,
Well,
right?
because
The anime wasn't out at the time when I watched it.
Right. They came out quite a bit before the show.
Did they ever redo the animation?
for
Yeah,
the
they-
movie or what?
No,
For
For
like
the
the-
Blu-ray release for
Yeah,
Battle of
they
Gods and for
reclaimed them.
Resurrection F, they redid the animation because
Oh,
you know
okay.
there was rushed. But once you do the
Yeah.
like just like how Tagashi he redoes his art for the manga
It's
panels
similar with,
in Hunter x Hunter for the volume release.
Seven
Like, they
Deadly
redid it for the
Sins.
Blu-ray release.
Yeah.
And in the English release, like in Toonami, they redid the art for it.
Yeah.
So
It's
America
similar to
didn't
Seven
get
Deadly
that art.
Sins. They also did the same thing with their season. When,
Yeah, they
when it
went
got
back
on
and redid
Netflix,
it.
they went in and redid some of the frames. But any other round robin news, boys? Not that I haven't. I think we finally are caught up on news. So here's the deal.
We are, yeah.
Here's the deal. We're running up on our time. We've been going for a long minute now. I think that we have to end it on something special.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's the end of an era
Our 1 year
for
anniversary.
the
1 year.
UAP boys. We've made it through a full year of doing episodes, essentially weekly. We've missed a couple weeks here and there.
So would you consider this like the season premiere or like the season finale?
This is like the season finale.
Finale.
This is like the season finale.
But also the season premiere.
yes.
It's just like in Doctor Who, where the new Doctor shows up on the last episode of the old
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah, good example.
So it's kind of like how with JoJo, the new JoJo shows up
Right.
in like the end credit scenes.
To me,
like
yes,
whatever.
yeah.
Whatever
This is-
Jotaro. This is Jotaro in jail.
This has been a great first year doing this podcast. And I think that a lot of times we get really in the weeds of the anime and manga, and I think that's why a lot of you who have stuck with us have really enjoyed sticking with us because you don't have friends. You don't have, or maybe, oh shit. I'm
You
sorry.
don't have
No.
You?
Sorry,
You?
you do.
You?
You have friends.
Don't have friends.
But maybe you
You
don't
have
have friends who like talking about anime and manga. Maybe you wish you had some more friends who were willing to chat about it with you in real life. And you found an outlet through listening to us chat or to be our friends. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. We're interested in building community around the things that we love, and that's where we came up with this idea for this series. So, for those of you who've stuck with us, who've gotten to the end of our first year on the Uncensored Anime Podcast, we as a family, as a group of people, want to thank you so much because the work that we've done over this last year has been some of the greatest joys. We are hobbyists, anime enthusiasts, enjoyers of all things entertainment, and to get to share that love with you all has been absolutely phenomenal for us. And to have our friends, individuals, and also professionals working in this industry on in just our first year doing this podcast, it has been a bit of a dream come true for Kenny, David, and I. So thank you for being our friend, for joining our community, and for being a part of this podcast with us because we couldn't have done it without you guys. We couldn't have kept going. Without your comments, without your liking, without your subscription, without, your support, this podcast wouldn't have continued for as long as it has. And hopefully for as long as it's going to continue, because the three of us aren't going to stop loving anime.
Yeah.
And so we want to keep bringing it to you guys, bringing this discussion. But for our 1 year anniversary special, we can shift topics a little bit.
Oh?
Because, Chase, you know a lot about us, and we know a lot about you. And you've had a whole episode where we've gone in depth about what you're all about, obviously. But I feel like one thing that me, Kenny, and David don't do enough here on the podcast, is tell you a little bit about us. Right? And this is going to be pretty easy for us. We're not going to spend an hour on this. We're wrapping the podcast up. But David, Kenny, I think what I want to share, what I want us to each share, is our most profound anime memory.
Ooh.
Most profound anime memory.
Yeah, okay.
And Chase, you're obviously you too. I'm not sorry. I don't know.
I'm thinking about
Yeah.
mine.
Okay. Most profound anime memory, off the top of your head. What is the reason?
All right, got it.
You got it. Okay. I will go
got it.
first, so you guys have some time to think because I was thinking about it already. Because I came up with the question, guys. But what I want to share with all of you is the power, truly, of shared love and interest in a hobby.
because for me, that has always been one of my greatest passions in life, is to be able to share in and celebrate the things that we love and enjoy, the entertainment, the value, and I've been trying to bring these sorts of things to everything that I've done in my entire life. So one of my most profound memories dates back to some of the most original experiences that I ever had with anime specifically. And I think I have two that are the most stand out in my head. And one goes all the way back to when I very first became a big anime fan. And I was a young kid, right? And I used to be the kid, I've said this on the podcast before, I think. I was the kid who would carry his manga to school in middle school. You know, I was that fucking nerd. And I would read my Bleach mangas at middle school. Some kids...
That's why
I've mentioned... This kid, I think his name was Jeff. I can't remember his fucking name. It's probably fucking Jeff. He stole my Bleach manga when I was in middle school. I was really pissed at him, whatever. But I have such a clear memory of these moments when I was a young kid. And one that stands out to me is when I fell in love with Yu Yu Hakusho. And I loved it so much that every week I would, get in my little spot and I'd watch it on Toonami every week, all the way up until, and I shared this with the voice actor recently. I was with Chase, the voice actor for Hiei. We were talking to him. Kurama. The voice actor for Kurama, we were talking to him. And I told him about how the last season of Yu Yu Hakusho, they moved it to like this 4 a.m. time slot. And my dumbass used to wake up in the middle of the night. Kenny, you probably remember this. I would put a VHS tape in the VHS. I would record the episode. I would take a nap. I'd wake up. I would turn off the record button. I'd pull it out. I'd go back to sleep. And the next morning, we would wake up. And then we would watch the episode back. Yeah. And we used to do this for like Saturday morning cartoons also. Yeah. I would wake up at like 8 a.m. I'd put a little VHS tape in the thing. I'd record. I'd fall asleep till noon. I'd pull it out. It'd be ready to go. And then Kenny and I would like get our lunch. And then we would finish up. But it was just such a profound thing because it was like this shared experience between me and many of the other people that are doing and loving anime. A lot of us had this because what Kurama shared with me, he said, that's crazy because when I was a kid, I loved, I think it was Star Blazers or something, some old anime. He was like, dude, I used to do like the same thing. He's like, I used to wake up. It was such a weird shared experience. Like this was like, I was like, holy shit. We've all had such an experience with these shows that have transformed us, that have given us some sort of experience. And you just can't like, that's just it's so profound. It's like, this is it. This is our community. This is our thing. We've loved what we do. So that's one of my key memories. And then I can never forget the first year that Kenny and I and a couple of our friends went to A-Kon, which is like one of these massive anime conventions. And I'm talking massive, boys. And Kenny and I went, and it was just, the sprawling. It was like we had been to shitty anime conventions before that. Yeah. But when you go to A-Kon, it was like one of the biggest ones in the nation at the time. It was like a game changer. Because you walk into any room, you say any anime nerd thing. I think the first time I went, I was 18 or 19. So this was almost 10 years ago. And it's like, wow, like, what else could be better than just being in a room full of people who love that? And I think ever since then, it's just been such a passion for me to build those spaces everywhere that we went. And that's what the Uncensored Anime Podcast is really about. Yeah. Is that let's build the space online. Let's build the space around our community. And let's get talking about these shows that we all love. So, Kenny, David, Chase, take it away. Wrap us up. I'm not going to be the last words this week.
Well, okay, you looked at me, so I'll go next.
David's next.
Okay. So when we started this podcast, this was, I think at the time, I hadn't watched an episode of anime for maybe...
Well, I did recently watch Demon Slayer, but I think before that, it was like a few years since I saw something else.
Wow.
And so it was really my reintroduction into anime and just the whole anime culture. Mm-hmm. And so, which I'm very fortunate about because growing up, I think we talked a little bit about our kind of like intros into anime in our very first episode. Mm-hmm. But like I watched Toonami, I watched DBZ, I watched Sailor Moon, I watched anime before I knew what anime was. Mm-hmm. And a lot of, while I was thinking of an answer, a lot of random anime memories that I thought of, like one of my other best friends, I have a lot of memories of watching Bleach with him. Mm-hmm. There were random... I remember Jerry, myself, and I think a few other friends randomly binged all of Mira Nikki, Future Diary.
Oh my god, yeah.
One random night because one of our friends loved Mira Nikki, so we were like, okay, let's watch it all.
I remember I downloaded all of it.
Yeah, you downloaded it.
Yeah.
Like
introduction to like going to a random library and finding Dragon Ball and like discovering manga for the first time. Going to ZumiCon in Midwest City, which is like a very small anime convention in our hometown.
I'll never forget when some guy started whacking another guy with his keyblade. He was like, "Hiya! Hiya!" It was so uncomfortable.
But like it was fun. But all that to say, I just want to speak about like it's really cool being able to find things that interest you, hobbies that you become passionate about. That there's people passionate about sports, people passionate about like makeup or movies or really anything. And so being able to be a part of a community, being able to create a community who all share a deep passion for a similar hobby, a like hobby, is really cool. Yeah. And I think something else we've talked about before, anime used to be like ew, get away from me. Like it used to be the disgusting nerdy thing that you would go to lunch and like you would see kids like in the corner like all alone like reading manga,
reading Vampire Night,
which was me. I was alone reading Vampire Night at lunch.
You still are.
I still are. Yeah, I still am. I have them all now. So who's really laughing? Huh?
Who's laughing now, fools?
But no, it's cool to see that there's kind of been like a culture shift now for like the anime community. It's more inclusive. I think now compared to previous years, it's a much more accepting and less toxic community. Yes, which is really great to see and be a part of and help foster. So yeah, I mean, me a year ago compared to me now, I mean, I have 820 manga.
Come on.
I've gone full otaku.
Yes.
And
David's nickname when we started this was supposed to be the naive anime guy.
Yeah, I was supposed to be the normie one of the three.
Well, let's be honest, okay?
I'm still
catching up. Yeah,
I mean, there's two encyclopedias here.
Yeah,
it's kind of
still
hard to
catching up, but
no, I mean, it's really cool. I'm very, very fortunate. I think when we started this, we didn't, expect to be the next, big anime YouTubers. It's just for fun, and it still is just for fun. But it's cool to see that there are people listening, that there are people that want to be a part of the community, and so I'm very fortunate and hopeful to see where it continues to go.
Yeah, and it feels small, but I'm saying this for the first time on the podcast, but we recently reached between YouTube and our audio platforms over 10,000 plays across all of our podcasts, which seems small in compared to the YouTube grand scheme of things.
None of us thought that would happen.
There's someone on this couch who can get 10,000 views on a single video. But for us, when we made this a year ago, I don't think we intended for any episode to get more than 100 views. I don't think we ever really thought that was even possible. So it's been a really cool thing. And also, if you're deep into the UAP lore, you know that David and I's relationship has a very interesting beginning. That involves anime as well. I mean, I'll never remember. I feel like David and I definitely had an interaction prior to this Vampire Night story, but it's like the most clear as day memory in my head. That's the weird thing about it.
Wait, what memory?
The one where I saw you reading Vampire Night.
Oh, that one.
I came up and talked to you.
Go ahead and say for those who are
UAP
newer listeners.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only thing...
If you're deep into the UAP lore, we've talked about the story before, and it is the basis of our running gag on this series, the Vampire Night gag. And it's because when David and I first met, again, I think that we probably had met a couple times before this interaction, but I just had this very clear memory where David was
reading Vampire Night in the cafeteria as freshmen. We were freshmen in high school. And I approached him and I was like, bro, why are you reading that? He was like, dude, it's good. Jerry, it's good. What? I don't see what's wrong here. And I was like, David, it's Vampire Night. He was like, what's wrong with Vampire Night? He was just so he was so matter of fact about it, and I was stunned. Like I was so confused. I was like, fuck, I guess it is good. I just remember thinking like, shit, I was trying to clown on him and I totally failed. So
you're touching on
I took a fat L. Didn't know. It was so funny, but it's one of our earliest interactions, and I think from that point forward, David and I, in high school especially, and even part of college, we were heavy into anime, and then it was like I think both of us fell out for some part as we got busier, became adults, and we've only been able to rediscover it in the last 2-3 years and enjoy it again. I mean, I never fell completely out. Like I think David, you probably felt like
I felt.
David kind of felt completely out.
Yeah.
I was still inkling, dabbling, learning, blah blah blah, but it was one of those things. But yeah, Kenny.
Ken, do you feel good about that?
Yeah, that's great.
Me next. It was obviously the first time that I watched Vampire Night. You know,
Jesus Christ!
This is the Vampire
Tag the
Night
timestamp. This has got to be over 2 hours
This
into
is
the
Vampire
episode.
Night Podcast, guys. Thank you for watching here at the Vampire Night Podcast. Where
all right,
you get
Chase.
all your Vampire Night news.
Chad, if you're listening, make sure if you tag every Kenny No, I'm just. I'm sorry. Chad and I were homies.
I would actually. I would say that one of my most profound memories are sort of twofold because anime has always been sort of this thing that is like it consumes anime and manga consumes so much of my life because I'm constantly wanting to read more, watch more, see more of it, and it started whenever I remember we stayed up to watch all 52 episodes of Fushigi Yugi.
Oh my god!
And we stayed up all night, and we were young, and
Stephanie, Mikey.
Yeah, and I remember we built a fort, we did kid shit, and we watched this show Fushigi Yugi, and nobody fucking talks about Fushigi Yugi. And I think that one of the biggest things about getting into doing the podcast is that people don't talk about so many anime and manga that are so really good. People don't talk about Tenjo Tenge, people don't talk about Air Gear. People don't talk about Fushigi Yugi. People don't talk about... people don't even talk about fucking Saint Seiya. And Saint Seiya is an awesome old anime. And I also, the first time I ever saw all of Gurren Lagann, I watched all 24 episodes in a night with one of our friends from high school because he was just like, let's keep watching. He was like, put the next disc in. So... just having the physical versions of the DVDs of those shows and the fact that we stayed up all night watching them was just sort of this, I don't know, it set in motion this binge sort of lifestyle that I have of watching anime and manga, and I think that really stuck with me and really I don't know, staying up all night because I need to see it, I want to watch it, you know, and it's so consuming.
Yes.
He binged all Tokyo Revengers in one night.
He read it all. That's crazy because Kenny, and I mean, obviously Kenny and I grew up together. I don't know if you guys know this. Lore of the UAP podcast. I don't know if you guys know this.
I think
Kenny and I are brothers.
We're related.
We're brothers.
We're related.
Did you guys know this?
Well, I mean, but if you really go a few episodes later on, we find out that they're not blood brothers. He's really the brother. I mean, he's the son of the Pirate King.
Son of the Pirate King.
You're the son of the best revolutionary.
Yeah.
So y'all are brothers because y'all took the cup together.
We're brothers.
David Sabo.
No, we are.
I'll be Sabo.
No, me and David, we're Shanks and Buggy, so we're blood brothers.
But they're blood brothers.
Blood brothers.
Wait.
Can I be Buggy?
Can I ask a question though? Why can Buggy fly?
I can Buggy fly.
Why can Buggy fly?
Oh,
It's Buggy D. Club.
It's actually
Buggy
the...
D. Club.
It's actually the...
Buggy D.
But yes, Kenny and I are brothers. We had a lot of shared experiences growing up around anime and manga, and Kenny and I both, have been binging anime and manga since we were small.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember a time where we weren't binging anime and manga. I mean, whether it was staying up all night to watch some new show, something we had just discovered. In the pre-streaming era, Kenny and I used to, like I said, record things on VHS tapes.
Yep.
We would rent
Netflix discs.
Netflix used to send us DVDs in the mail so we could watch them in the mail.
Yep. Oh my!
Our dad was really big into Netflix when it first started.
I'm about to say Netflix. Oddly enough, even though it's getting back into the anime game again, I feel like in the
when they first had,
that was the only place you could get anime.
Yes, If you didn't want to buy the $60 full season or $100, which kids we couldn't. We would just get our dad to have one of our discs be a rotating anime disc so we could just watch a full season. I mean, I remember watching Air Gear that way, Fushigi Yugi that way, Saint Seiya that way.
Full Metal Alchemist,
yeah, the OG maybe. And then we would have done, oh my god, just so many different shows we were at Tenjo Tenge for sure was one of those ones. Yep. There were just all these random anime that were on there and we just would rent them.
I think we rented Reborn too.
Yep. Oh my god. Although I remember Reborn and Ice Shield and Death Note were like the early inklings of Crunchyroll. That was as streaming started to rise up.
I think that you had to switch because I think that you could get discs for the beginning of Reborn,
and you'd have to go,
and you had to switch.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, there was so much wildness when that. I call it
like the golden age of anime piracy. You know, people were downloading, torrenting. You know, it was just like sailing the high seas. You know, it was like just all these different. You know, Kenny and I would have to clusterfuck anime together. It was like we'd watch some from a torrent. We'd have to watch some on YouTube. You remember those YouTube like part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of an episode?
You'd be missing like
you'd be like, what the fuck's part 5? You know, the early
I see
80s.
part 6 and 7.
It was so wild, and so you know, because of that shared experience, I think that we have just grown so fond of sharing that with other people. I mean, Kenny mentioned watching a show with one of our buddies, you know, Gurkhan.
It was so
but yeah, and then I mean, we've shared it with so many people. We've marathon and binge shows with so many people in our lives, and just hell yeah, you know. I have a weird memory when my wife and I were still dating. We were in college. We started watching the first season of Haikyuu. Guess who told us to watch it? He's sitting right next to me. His name's Kenny. So Kenny said, "Jerry, you need to watch Haikyuu." I said, "All right, I'll give it a shot." We started it late at night one night, and for some reason, we just didn't stop. We had a suspicion the next day was going to be a snow day because it started snowing in the middle of the night. We were like, I think they're going to cancel classes. Mm-hmm. So Alyssa and I stayed up all night and watched the whole first season, all like 24 episodes of Haikyuu. And we got to the end of the night and we were like, okay, they better cancel because if not, we're going to work and we have classes. Boom, the university canceled. We went straight to sleep, passed the F out. It was it was crazy because that was like, I just remember thinking like, wow, we just binged the hell out of that. But, you know, obviously my wife and I have now binged an insane number of anime together, but it's just such a bonding experience. Okay, Chase, you're the finale.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I'm not gonna go super deep like y'all because I don't have no super deep meaning with it. But I think for me, anime is more about like in terms of life, it's more about it's a tool for me to bond with people essentially, or to meet new people. Like essentially, when I was first introduced to anime, it was through my two older uncles who were like. They were like teenagers, or like they was in their mid years of being teenagers, and I was still like a single digit. Mm-hmm. And so they're the ones who introduced me to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop, because they stay up late, and I'm like, I ain't got nobody to play with, so I'm gonna just watch TV and hang out with them. Mm-hmm. And so they was watching Yu-Gi-Oh. They had the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and so you know that created a bond with them because then you do the little fantasy things where you're like, oh, this character could beat this character because of this power. So you know that got me to me watching more anime. Obviously, was a big bonding tool for me and my uncles because obviously they were way older, like in middle school to high school, and I'm still in elementary. So that was a bonding tool growing up, especially since I didn't really have friends like that. And then when I moved to Dallas, my first best friend that I made here, who actually lives in the same city, we bonded over anime. Like literally, I was talking to some kid at our elementary school when I first moved here because I moved from Houston to Dallas, and so I was talking to anime about someone, and he overheard. He was like, "You like Naruto?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he just brought me into this whole world of like actual anime. Like there's a sub version. They're way ahead in Japan. There's this thing.
Someone always brings you in. There's always some kid.
There's this thing called manga where the anime originates from, which I kind of touched it when I was younger, but I thought it was like a fake version of anime because the version of manga I first read was the Yu-Gi-Oh chapter where at the time 4Kids had Yu-Gi-Oh! They was doing the Duelists.
Yep.
I thought that was the only thing that existed for Yu-Gi-Oh! The chapter that I read of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Before Duelists, it was a chapter where Joey Wheeler was fighting someone with a 1-inch punch and he had a knife in his mouth. I'm like, this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! This has to be fake, which is actually a real part of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that was my first, like, I guess, connection or meeting of manga, but I actually learned what manga was, and that friend that lives here, he's one who educated me basically on all that. And then obviously without me collecting anime Funko Pops, because I was collecting every single Funko Pop, stopped. Then I started collecting anime Funko Pops, and my homie who I used to live with at the time told me, make videos on anime Funko Pops. If I wouldn't have done that, I would have never entered the FCS, which I would have never met you, essentially. Yep. So anime is another thing where, like I said, it's a tool that helps me bond or meet other people. So anime has always been like something important in my life. So I'm glad that I'm able to actually profit off of it now. So,
now
great.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think anime is important in terms of meeting new friends and making better connections or stronger connections.
Yes. And I mean, if there's someone in here, Chase has built a wonderful community around his content, around things he does, and that's why we keep. That's why I gotta keep bringing him on the show.
Gotta keep bringing him on the show. This community is the best community.
He's got a great community, and I think that it all boils down to the fact that Chase understands at its core that is what anime is about. All shared hobbies is that it boils down to finding the people that love it, and that want to share in that with you. And I think that's dope. So
this week, we're going to leave the last word to you guys. Thank you for tuning in for a year at the Uncensored Anime Podcast. Post down below in the comments your profound moments in anime, because we all love anime here. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe.
Also, if you're listening to this on any streaming service, just audio streaming services, if you're on Apple Podcasts, if you are or if you're not, download Apple Podcasts. Give this podcast 5-star rating with a written review. That way you can help boost them in the algorithm. And god dang it, if you're on the audio version only, go to the YouTube version at the Uncensored Anime Podcast. That's all you gotta search up. These guys are going to be the first thing to pop up. You go on any of the videos, start commenting, liking, sharing the content. That way you could boost us in the algorithm even more on the YouTube side as well, guys.
Yep.
Kenny?
Don't forget to also follow on all the now my YouTube side is coming up. Don't forget to follow on all the
That's why I like the soft outro.
He said, all right, bye.
Don't forget to follow on all the other social media platforms, including Twitch, where they will be live streaming Vampire Night. If you do get them to 1,000 subscribers, they're going to be streaming while watching, live reacting to Vampire Night. This is the Vampire Night Podcast. So follow on Twitch, follow on Twitter, follow on Instagram, follow them on TikTok. Y'all go to TikTok?
Not yet.
Well,
We do.
Follow them on TikTok. All those links will be in the description down below. But if you're an audio-only listener, go to the YouTube side and also go in the description of this video. Therefore, it will be here. And if you're an audio-only listener, definitely you want to check this video out on YouTube, because this is actual visual of us all in person together.
Yes. Yep. And we post visuals every week of the episodes, so you're never going to miss out. And Kenny?
And remember, this is us here at the Vampire Night Podcast saying peace.